Salute everybody. What's going on this Saturday night, evening, morning, wherever you at on the globe? I'd like to thank all the A1 Day ones, all new subs as well. I appreciate it. And thanks for everybody overall for rocking with me, showing me love. You know what I'm saying? Stopping through, stopping by. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's highly needed. So I want to thank everybody for that. You know what I mean? Spending some time with me, show me some love. You know what I mean? Like that's what's really going on. So the vibe's gonna be today is why people feed into and or like drama. Well, that's what I want to know about. Why do people feed into and or like drama? That's the vibes today. Why do people like that? Why is that so important? You know what I mean? Like someone else speaking ill will of someone. Why does it gain so much people interest? Like, why is that relevant? Like, who talks about who, yada, yada, yada. Like, why is that so important? But like I always say, like I always do, I'm going to give people time to tap in and I'm going to give people time to check in. But for me, that's important for me to find that out. Like, why is that so important for somebody else to talk about someone else and it gains or get so much traction? Like for me, that's highly important. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I'm gonna ask today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Yeah, what's going on, friend? How you doing? Where you from? I don't know. Hello, I'm from Korea. Oh, I don't I don't do support. I'll subscribe to your channel, but I don't give out wrenches, friend. I'll support your channel. I'll subscribe, but I don't give out wrenches, sir. I'll support you. I'll subscribe, but I don't give out wrenches. So if you gonna leave my chat or unsubscribe, I understand that, but I don't give out wrenches, friend. Like I said, I'll subscribe to your channel. I'll do that, but I don't give out wrenches. Like I'm not doing um promotions over here. So I hope you promote your channel, but I just don't give out wrenches. So that's what you're looking for. Like I do vlogs, but I just don't give out wrenches, friend. So if that's what you came just to get a wrench, sorry, friend. I'm not gonna just give you a wrench. So, but anyway, as I was saying, I really want to know that. Like I really want to know what's going on. Like that's important to me. It's not like it's bothering me, but it's important to find that out. Like why is that so important to other people about someone else's dilemma or whatever quarrels or problems or spats they have with other people. Like, why does that pique people interest so much? You know what I mean? Like, even when I was younger and I was out here doing whatever I was doing, I wasn't really into that, like headaches and drama and rumors. And I mean, I never been on that. Again, I don't knock nobody who do what they do. I'm just trying to understand, like, why is it like that? Like, why is that so important? Like, why is that so relevant for people? You know what I mean? Like someone else's problems, someone else's pain, in reference to their problem with someone else, not someone else's pain. Because I'm on here expressing pain that I've been through, but I'm not expressing pain that I've been through with others, and it's a problem. I'm expressing it so people can understand how I came from up out of it, and it's making me a better man, or it's making me a better person. It's not like I'm like, yo, I don't have problems with anybody, and I'm humble to say that, and I'm thankful to say that, and I'm not looking for any issues with anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I really truly want to vibe. Like, I don't need no issues. Like, that's childish. I'm grown. So why am I worrying about going back and forth with anybody? Like, I'm not here to bicker with anyone about anything. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's money to be made here. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to ascend and make money, how you, like, even when I was literally and logically in the street, a wise person once told me, yo, how you gonna make money and you beefing? That's gonna limit where you can go, how much money you really gonna make. So I look at that the same way, being on this app. Like, if I got problems, I ain't gonna be able to really make my rounds, because, like, I can't really go here, can't really do this, can't really do that, because I'm gonna bump into headaches, or I'm gonna bump into problems. And I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm keeping the peace. You know what I mean? So when I do that, I'm gonna have a peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And my peace of mind is more important than a piece of change. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that again. My peace of mind is more important than a piece of change. Yeah, I am on here to make some money, but I'm not on here to bring nobody down just to make money. I'm on here to uplift people. And I know, me staying focused, me staying on my path and on my grind, eventually the money gonna come. But I'm not gonna get on here and spread propaganda. I'm not gonna get on here and trash or tarnish other people. You know what I'm saying? And because that's the easy way out. It's easy to speak about someone in a bad or negative or ill way, and other people cling on to that. You know what I'm saying? And what is a little confusing to me, but it's also amusing. It's confusing and it's amusing how not all, but a lot of people out of 100%, you'll get 80, maybe 85%, but I'm gonna go with 80% of people will say they don't want no problems, they don't want no drama, they don't like headaches. But I notice not only on this app, in life, people like to feed into drama or headaches. Like, I learned from a wise man. He was dealing with someone, and he never interacted with her family, just her. I mean, her kids, but not her family. And when their situation ended up not working out no more, I respected his position, because he didn't have to worry about nobody questioning his position, because he never dealt with her peoples, just her children, but not like her sisters or her mom. And he ain't had no issue with none of them. But I understand now, being older, why he never did that. Like, he never dealt with them. And when I was young, I'm like, but damn, how you don't say nothing to her sisters or her moms or her brothers? Like, and when he did rock with them or deal with them, they came where he lived at, and they had to come and deal with things on his terms. And now that I'm older, I'm thankful that he did that because I was able to experience that. And that was a blessing that I was able to experience that. Like, I see why he did that. And the more mature I get and the more older I get, I'm thankful that I was able to be around people who was able to lead by example. They ain't have to do much speaking, but their actions spoke more than any words they could say. Because I was able to look like, wow, okay, I see what they're doing now. All right. So he ain't gonna interact with her family, but he gonna interact with her kids. That's without a doubt. But as far as her sisters, her brothers, her moms, he ain't gonna do that. And again, I'm thankful he did it that way because when a situation didn't work out, he didn't have to worry about them asking him nothing. It's like him being on trial now that the situation's over. He ain't have to worry about nobody cross-examining him, asking him nothing because it wasn't that he disrespected them. He just didn't have no conversation for him because his intent and his initiative was to just deal with their sister or what I'm saying, the cousin or whatever the relation was with the woman. His intent was just to deal with her. So he didn't have to worry about interacting with her brothers, her sisters, her cousins, her aunts, her uncles, her mom, her dad, just her children and her. And like I said, when I'm young, I'm like, well, why are you doing that? But the older I got and the more mature I became, and I started to go through things with women or being in relationships. It's like if I would have did what he was doing, not even follow, because people know I don't advocate following. But if I would have been more mature, I would have that, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Because when something don't work out, who wants to be cross-examined by someone else's family? You know what I'm saying? So vice versa, even if it's a woman, who wants somebody, sister or brother, asking her questions, well, why you ain't stay with my brother? Or why you ain't stay with my son? Or why you ain't stay with my nephew? A woman ain't gonna want that either. So I learned that was very invaluable for me. That was priceless because it's like, him not doing that. Look how it ended up working out. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how the relationship turned out to be when they wasn't together. At least he couldn't get cross-examined by anyone. Like nobody could question his motives, his initiative, because he never interacted with her family. Of course, maybe her family felt some type of way, but that's her relationship with that man. They can't really question why he ain't interacting with them. Like that, they shouldn't worry about that. As long as she didn't come back and say he abusing me mentally, physically, or spiritually, or psychologically, it shouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Like he did what was best for his mental stability. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning. The more and more you do what's best for your mental stability, the more and more you're gonna see people true colors. Because now they're gonna really show you where they stand. You know what I mean? In reference to you and your life. Because you're gonna do what you gotta do for your mental stability. And I got nothing but the utmost respect for people who do what's best for their mental stability. The utmost respect. Because like I said, you could lose money, you could lose your car, you could lose your home, you could lose clothes, jewelry. But once you lose your mind and your peace of mind or your psychological edge over your own self, you ain't got nothing no more. You ain't got nothing no more. Some people in life see other people, like they'll see somebody homeless and they'll be like, yo, that person homeless, they ain't got nothing. Hey, what's going on, Carla? What's going on with you? How you doing? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't you chilling with the family? Do that. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate you stopping by, even acknowledging the fact that I was on. It's Saturday. Relax with the family. You always show me love. You always tap in, spend some time with the family. I appreciate you, sis. You know what I'm saying? And I know when you're free, you'll catch up to me if I'm live. Or, if I drop a pre-recorded, or you'll show some love. That's what you do. But honestly, thank you. But enjoy the family though. You know what I mean? And I know you'll catch up to me when you can, how you can. All right, but really enjoy the family though. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. God bless you and the family. You know what I mean? God bless you and the family. And enjoy whatever y'all gonna do. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you though. But yeah, so a lot of times people see homeless people and they'll just pre-assume they homeless due to lack of money. You know what I mean? I've been homeless. Now maybe some of my, not all, but okay, on 100% scale, maybe I'm gonna say 50% of my situation was based around me not having money while I was homeless. But the other percentages of me being homeless was mental reasons, psychological reasons, like not wanting to be around people, not wanting to be a burden on people. You know what I'm saying? And understanding somebody could have told me, yo, if you go through something, you got a crisis, come through. You know, you can stay here, or I'll feed you, or I'll let you take a shower. And it wasn't that they was lying, but I understood after a while it could become overwhelming for somebody now to have to keep opening their door or to keep that use their shower or their bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Or to, let you eat or whatever the situation may be because you ain't got nowhere to bathe at or you ain't got nowhere to lay down at. You ain't got nowhere to eat at. So it's like in the beginning, they might have told you that, you know what I'm saying? But not really anticipating you, for example, with 7 days out the week. You may come through 3 days. You might not never spend a night, but you may be like, yo, I need to take a shower Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to feed me. I don't need nothing to eat. I just need to come use your bathroom. And you may do everything you need to do when you're in that bathroom. You may wash out the tub. You know what I'm saying? You may clean out the sink, do all that. But after a while, it can become overwhelming to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like it can get like that. And again, it's not that the people who tell you don't really want to help you or don't really want to support you, but things become overwhelming. However, that's why a lot of people are homeless, not sheerly due to money or lack their management of money or just falling upon hard times. They don't want to deal with people no more. And the only result is to be out, just outside. Like I said, I was there. Some of it had to do with money, but some of the other reasons was because I didn't want to be around nobody no more. I didn't want to be a burden. So if I was in a relationship and somebody gave me an ultimatum, I probably didn't want to accept the ultimatum. So I had to be homeless, or I had to be living outside, or I had to live in a shelter, or I probably went to the shelter. And it probably was like the requirements that they asked of me. I probably didn't want to abide by the rules and the regulations. So I had to go stay in the street now. You know what I mean? And again, some people think when they see someone homeless, they just homeless. No, it's other things that come with that. And like I said, I've been there. So that's why I don't assume. And I still going through certain things with that. So that's why I appreciate everything and everybody and I take nothing for granted. That's why I don't talk down on people, try to belittle nobody. And I'm going through situations and scenarios with people. But so, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to belittle nobody. I'm not going to talk down on nobody because it's easy to fall upon hard times. It's easy to do that. Like it's extremely easy. So I'm not going to make it seem as if because something ain't go right that I want to go right now, I'm going to get up here and start talking about people. I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? Because I'm wiser than that. I understand that. Like, so I'm not going to have an issue and run to the internet with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really thankful for where I am. I'm humble for where I am. So I don't have to run it here and now put unnecessary vibes and unnecessary energy out there like that. Like I learned this. The message is going to get out there one way or another. But I don't got to force it down nobody's throat. I ain't got to be like, you know what, yo, my message ain't getting out there. Let me start cursing people out. Let me start yelling at people. Nah, my message is going to get out there. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to have tolerance. Because when I went through other scenarios in life, I had to have patience and tolerance. And like I always say, I existed before this internet thing. Like I really had to pick up payphones before cell phones was out and talk to people over a phone. Whether I wanted to or not, don't matter. That's what I had to do. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the time and space that I came from. Because dealing with this, like this is minute to me. This is second nature for me to get on here. And I know how to socialize with people. I know how to interact with people without, first of all, disrespecting myself. Second of all, disrespecting others. Third of all, not saying things just to draw people in. Like I'm not doing this education and this inspiration and this motivation for problems and headaches. I'm doing it so people could be educated, so people could reevaluate if they want to yell, scream, disrespect themselves, disrespect others. Like that ain't the way to do it. That ain't gonna get you what you want, or it ain't gonna get you what you're looking for. And I get that. Like I get that. So I'm not gonna do it because it ain't gonna get you what you want or what you're looking for. Like that ain't gonna happen. Or you're gonna get something, but it ain't gonna be what you thought you was gonna get. So when you talk about headaches, stress, drama, do people live for that? Well, do some people live for it? I ain't gonna say people do. Some people live for it because I'm learning. Forget the internet. Forget that. In life, I've been seeing people been doing that. Like people play telephone. Like you seen this, you heard that. It's like, what is that about? Like it's other things going on in life besides somebody else's problems that you ain't probably gonna help them with. You probably don't fully understand their circumstance and or their situation. And you got your own situation and circumstance and your own things you're going through that you got to work on. So that's why I refuse, despite where I may be at in my life today, to do that, to come and spread propaganda or talk about other people. I'm going through things. And I know I want to keep what I need to keep private. That's why everything that I'm into, I don't put on YouTube. And like I said, this is the only app that I'm on. So some may say, well, you could your podcast should have X amount of viewers or X amount of subs, or you should have been monetized. I would agree with that if I was on a lot of other apps. But like I said, me being on a lot of other apps, that means now I want to take time, effort, energy away from people out their life, for them to hit me up on Instagram, for them to keep up with me on Facebook, for them to holler at me on TikTok, for them to get with me on Twitch or Discord. Like that's a lot. And I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot for me. I don't even want to do all that. So why would I want to take somebody else through that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna just put it up here. Those who see it, I'm thankful. And again, it's gonna get out to a big audience. It's just not that it ain't reached that space and that time yet. But when it reaches that space and that time, it'll get out to a big audience and more people. But I know for sure if I get up here and start going in on people, it'll just get it. People will share it crazy. And that's what I'm not going to do. You know what I mean? Because that is the opposite of what we need right now. You know, we need to be more in tune with us. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to be more in tune with self-education. You know what I'm saying? Self-motivation, self-inspiration. You know what I mean? Hygiene, mental hygiene, like better communication skills, better conversation skills, better coping skills. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't on here for like a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I do get on here, majority of the times people may see me with like maybe like same looking sweatshirts, the same looking shirts, because I'm not on here to put on a fashion show. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on here to get a message across. Do I have the proper attire? Oh, of course. But I'm not on here to do that because I'm not trying to put nobody down and get up. Like I learned that. Like when I was out there running the streets, I was putting people down to get up. When you hustling, you know what I'm saying? When you dealing with pharmaceuticals on an illegal level, you putting people down to get up. You know what I mean? Or if you out here scamming, or you putting people down to get up. Like I'm gonna get up. Like when God lift me up, God didn't push nobody down. I'm gonna say that again. When God pushed me up or lift me up, God didn't push nobody down. So why do I have to push people down to get up? Like, nah. I got to make somebody else weak to show how strong I am? Nah. I ain't on that. I'm gonna say it again. I gotta show how strong I am, and in the process, I gotta make somebody else weak. Nope, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. That's why on my pre-recorded videos, I let people know. If you ain't feeling my content, don't recommend, not interested, unsubscribe. Because I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going, let me put this in the title. People gonna just come over here. It's like, nah. I'm gonna put something educational in the title. And those who wanna see or hear what's going on, they'll watch it. If they're not interested within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm thankful for 30 seconds. If it was that 45 seconds, no problem. It's not going to change what I'm going to do. And that's why a lot of people have issues because they switching up what they're doing because they like, well, nah, man, I got 5,000 subscribers and I only got 2 people watching me. It's like, it's not about that. Stay true to you. This is why mental health is at an all-time high because people are competing with other people. I compete against myself. I want to be smarter than I was the day before. I want to challenge myself to be more disciplined than I was the day before. I want to challenge myself to show more self-respect, more self-restraint. So I want to challenge me to do better than I did the day before. So I don't never compare me to others. I compare me to me. You know what I mean? Same thing with my music. I'm not putting my music, or my music is not on YouTube, so I can compare it to other people. I compare me to me. Like, all right, I did these songs about this. Okay, I need to elevate. I need to make these songs about this now. But not even but, however, when somebody like, oh, well, you ain't that person, I'm not trying to be them. Why you compare me to, compare me to me. So for instance, if somebody been a subscriber, they seen my growth if they've been a subscriber for like a year. They're like, okay, they see my growth. You know what I mean? But if you've been a subscriber maybe for like a week, you might just think, all right, well, that's something he was already saying, something similar. That's why I ask people to go back on some of my older content so they can understand how I get where I am and where I'm at. And I do that with people that I'm subscribed to, or people that I support, or people that I'm showing love. I'll go back without them even asking me, on some of their older content, so I can really get a better understanding of what they're doing and where they at today. So I don't gotta be typing in their chat. What you mean by that? What's this? What's that? I go back and educate myself, and that's what my platform is based around: healing yourself, bettering yourself. It's not based off talking smack, criticizing people, trying to put people down. It ain't based off that. You know, some people live their life like that. You know what I'm saying? They're like, all right, you know what? Let me see what's going on, what I could talk about today, or who I could talk about today. I'm gonna talk about me. Or I'm gonna talk about things that can go on in a lifetime. Not people, no, things that could go on in a lifetime. Like for those who have eyes, legs, nose, ears, let's get into it. Mental health, spiritual health, psychological health, let's get into it. But for me to get on here and just talk about people, I'm done with that. I'm good with that. Because I know me, being me, that ain't gonna make my soul and spirit feel better. Like I talked about such and such. Nah, that ain't gonna make me feel better about doing that. I get it. And you're not gonna build up a loyal fan base because, for instance, when you're speaking about someone else, it's gonna be somebody definitely on this internet thing, just like in real life. But on this internet, there's gonna be somebody that you think is supporting you. They got their pom poms, but they going back saying what you said to the people and or person you talking about. So they're gonna run back. So at least with me, when people go on my timeline and go on my older videos, and then they move up to date, they could be like, "But I was paying attention. I ain't never am talking about nobody." Now, if I'm asked a question, I'm gonna answer, but I'm not gonna talk about nobody. I'm not gonna do that because the same way I believe I'm doing better or I got more, is somebody that's doing better or got more than me. So it's gonna always be somebody doing better than me. It's gonna always be somebody doing worse than me. So what's my point now? You know what I'm saying? I'm just running my mouth. So now, like, look, now I'm just running my mouth, and I'm not doing that. And also, I'm learning how to become more diverse with my conversation, with my communication. And another thing, I don't be up here cursing and dropping N bombs because, again, I'm on the way to being monetized. I'm getting my watch hours up. And when I do, and when YouTube do that good overview, I want them to be able to monetize every single video that I got. So it don't matter if I can get $20 a month, all my videos will be monetized. That'll work. It don't matter if I can get $2 a month. I'm thankful. To others, it might be like, damn, that's nothing. You should be able. I'm comparing, man, I was a point I wasn't getting nothing. And I gave out a lot of free information, a lot of free education. I gave out a lot of gems. And salute and big shout out to the people who took advantage of it. Just like shout out to the people who have emailed me. It don't matter if I've been doing this for 10 years and 10 people email me. That means one person a year. Shout out to them. That, like, you know what? He always be talking about email them, let me eat. And for those people who did, if they ever see this on the playback, thank you. Shout out to you. And I pray that one free experience of my healing experience, you ain't have to come back for the second time. Like, I ain't gonna pay him, but I'm thankful I did speak to him that one time. I'm not mad at that. I pray that one experience, at least you seen for one, it wasn't fugazi. For two, I'm thankful that you even took me up on it to see if I was a man of my word. See, things like that is important to me. That's my dignity and my honor now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at it like, well, damn, they hit me. They ain't never hit me. Nah, I'm thankful they did it that one time. And some people have said, yo, I got your email now. If I need you, I'm gonna reach out. And I've had a couple people who reached out more than one time. Not a lot of people, but a few people have. And it's like, oh, all right, yo, nah, thank you. I appreciate it. Like, nah, that information you gave me, like, that helped me out. And when they have hit me back, some of the things they hit me back about, I told them, yo, you know what? I got to gain more knowledge on what you asking me now. I don't know enough, and I ain't going to just take your money just because you throwing some money out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't going to do that to you. I don't have enough information on that specific topic. So you know what? Let me get some more education, some more knowledge on that. And you know what? If I could get back to you the way you got to me, or if not, you email me in another 90 days. You know what I'm saying? I should have more information about that. And we could build upon that. And they like, you know what? Yo, I respect that. Because somebody else probably would have just took my money. I ain't going to just take your bread. Yes, I am doing this for money, and this is what I do for money. But if I don't have enough information or enough education, why take your money? That will make me fraudulent now. And that person could be like, man, I gave up, for example, $40 for nothing. He ain't give me no information. I could have probably looked that up on Google or something. Like, I want to be able to really give them something that they could, like, it's a life-altering experience. Where they could be like, nah, you know what? Nah, that was information. Nah, I never knew that. Or nobody never told me that. Or I've been around people all my life. Nobody never gave me information like that. That was valid. You know what? And now, even if they don't come back, they can spread that to one of their family members or a coworker or a friend or somebody in their community or their neighborhood or somebody at a school or church, so on and so forth. So that's important to me. For me, just be like, yo, nah, email me for my healing experience. Then it's like you want to spin back and come back to me. And it's like, I'm just giving you whatever just to get some paper out of you. It's like, nah, my integrity won't allow me to do that. My dignity won't allow me to do that. My honor won't allow me to do that. You know what I mean? And I'll tell them, no, you know what? Just tune into the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And eventually I'll drop a video about it and maybe you get some answers like that. Because I'm just putting it out there anyway. So instead of you emailing me and it's like, I'm just thinking about getting the money. Like I said, I am doing this for money and I am looking to be monetized to get money, but I'm not going to just tell somebody whatever to get money. Nah, because that's going to come back and hurt me in the long run. And I ain't going to burn myself just for $1 or $2 or 100 or $2 or 1,000 or $2. I ain't going to do it. I got to be a man about it. You know what I mean? And that's what that's going to do for me. It's going to build better character. It's going to build better morals. It's going to build stronger values. And that's what I'm doing this for. Morals, values. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to get money. But how you going to sustain that money? And it ain't going to just be for me, for my pockets. It's going to be for me to enhance what I'm doing on my podcast. Better microphones, headphones, things I'm going to need to enhance what I'm doing. So when I do get a bigger audience or I draw more people in, I got other things going on. Better lighting. I got some lighting, but I could use better lighting. That's going to take time. But everything I'm doing right now, self-investments. Or if somebody was nice enough to say, yo, here go a laptop, or, you know what I mean? Or here go a cell phone or something that, if you need it, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing your live streams, here go a phone. So if you don't want to keep looking at the screen for people who writing in your comments, we use this phone. Or somebody allow them to use their Wi-Fi or something like that. I'm thankful for it. And when I do get into some sort of financial situation, I could go right back to them and say, yo, it ain't much, but here, man, hold that. That's for working with me. That's for helping me out. You know what I mean? That's for having confidence in me, knowing I'll get to this point. Thanks. That's for encouraging me to keep moving, keep going forward. But to sit back and just be like, email me, and then somebody email me and they ask me something and I really don't know, but it's like, you know what? They email me. Let me get this money. Nah. I tell you, I ain't got enough information about that. You know what I'm saying? And if I do got info on it, I'm going to be honest. I'm be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? This, what you asked me, this may take 2-3 hours. We might be talking. You know what I'm saying? You sure you want to sit for that long? You sure you got enough to give, you got this to give up for this amount of time? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just be like, yeah, and just tell them something. And then they're going to have more questions, because when you answer something, it's going to open up the door for another question. So, again, man, just be open-minded. You know what I mean? Like, everything don't evolve around me either. Like, it's other content creators out here doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And for some of those people that I'm subscribed to, I got to show them love. I can't just want everybody to holler at me. And it's like, I ain't showing no love back. So I try to get in people, chat, or I try to, if people got like their community wall, I try to say something under that. You know what I mean? I just try to show some correspondence back, and not that fake correspondence, so they can just feel like, oh, nah, he stopped by, or he popped out. Nah, really leave a comment based off whatever their content was or whatever they was talking about, not just to say something. You know what I mean? Like, now to show them I'm paying attention. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm going to support, I'm just going to support. And they're going to be like, nah, I'm just, God bless. You know what I'm saying? Or how you been, or what you up to. You know what I mean? That's just the support. But if they got something content that's like, nah, yo, that was heavy. I'm gonna really respond to that. You know what I'm saying? So for one, to show them that I'm paying attention, first and foremost. For two, so they can stay encouraged to keep doing what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like some people need that. Some people don't always just need people around them or in their chat, like cheering them on, and all they doing is gossiping. All they doing is rumorville. And then when the gossip come their way and it's about them, I was talking about this the other day on my live. Why people get so frustrated. That's why I asked, do celebrities and people with money and or fame, are they what they gotta earn privacy? But they gotta pay for privacy? Like how does that work? Like I'm just asking for a friend. You know what I mean? Like a friend asked me, so I'm asking for that friend. You know what I mean? Because that friend is a little timid. They don't want to be on the internet. They don't want to sit in front of a phone or a tablet or a laptop. You know what I mean? So I'm just asking for a friend. What's going on? What's going on? See, where are you? You know what I mean? Hope everything good with you on this Saturday night. You know, my Saturday night vibes is just if you can hear me, type one in the chat before I ask what I'm gonna ask. Just want to make sure you can hear me. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting back in my recliner chair. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. So my Saturday night vibes is like this. See, Dub, what's the issue with people liking drama? Like people don't want to be talked about, and people don't want other people talking about their business. So why are people so intrigued with other people's business? And they don't mind listening when somebody else going in on somebody else. And not just on the internet, in real life. You know, I bear witness to people talking about people kids, people parents. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, it's like that. Like, you know what I mean? Just like I asked on the live yesterday that I did, like, do celebrities what they got to pay for privacy? They got to earn privacy. Like, they shouldn't be able to have privacy. Like anything they do could just be talked about. What you got? Let me see. I'm gonna check what you said on my phone. You said I'm not sure. Oh, you're trying to figure that out yourself. Yeah, nah, I'm asking that because like I said, you know, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people, you know, not only on the internet, but in life, a lot of people like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really deal with my own family because I'm not with that. Like I'm not into that. First and foremost, I don't really care what people quote unquote that have fame, money, or success is into. I'm only worrying about whatever that they do, not what they doing when they're not doing what they do. Meaning, if I'm into basketball, I'm only worrying about the game. I'm not worrying about what they're doing when they're not playing basketball. Saying if I'm going to listen to somebody who make music, I'm just worrying about the music. I'm not worrying about what they're doing when they're not making music. That's their personal business and their personal life. Like I'm not on that. I don't care. Like I make music, so when my music start to take off, like I'm gonna be on it a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, bro? How you? I mean, I'm good, brother. I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just this Saturday vibes, just building with C Dub before you tapped in. I just was asking her, you know, how is it that people so easily cling to drama or he say, she said, or gossip, but when the gossip is about them, they offended or they like, why people talking about me? See, something I learned, like you only as good as the company you keep. That's why I said I really have friends and I don't even deal with my own family. And it's nothing wrong with my family or it's nothing wrong with the people that I was around. I'm just asking that for a friend because that friend, is intimidated. He or she don't want to be on the internet asking questions. So I ask for him. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm being facetious when I say that, but honestly though, like, what's up with that? That's why I don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, and again, I don't have a problem with my family. Like, I don't hate my family. I don't like look at them. They're not bad people and nothing like that. No, but what I'm saying is that when I bring up real conversations to my family or certain, I ain't gonna say my family, certain family members. So, for example, I was into sports heavy. So I asked, you know what I'm saying, cousin, like, yo, bro, like, why you worrying about what that basketball player doing when they ain't playing ball? Or I ask an aunt, like, why you worrying about that singer if they got 3, 4 baby mothers? Like so? Like, I thought we was listening to the music. I don't want to know what they doing when they not doing what they do. Family, relatives, two separate things. Is how I always look at it. I don't necessarily have to vibe with them. I know what you mean. Now, first of all, I appreciate your feedback. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm definitely on it like that. I'm just saying that I ask. See what I'm doing on my platform is I'm asking a lot of questions because not just on the internet. Even though I'm only on YouTube, like I ain't on Instagram, I ain't on Facebook, and not like that. Because who am I to take up your time or see World time or see Dub time to get you to pay attention to me on Facebook, to get you to pay attention to me on Instagram, or excuse me, or to get you to pay attention to me on X, on Snapchat, on Twitch, like that. To me, this is I'm thankful for this because I'm taking up your time by, but with this right here. So now you gotta keep up with me on Instagram. I gotta keep up with you on Instagram. That's a lot, and this is why a lot of people do have problems and issues because first of all, they're keeping up with a lot of unnecessary baggage. That to me, that's baggage for me to have all that going on. Like I got Instagram, I got Facebook, I got Twitch, I got Rumble, I got Discord, I got Snapchat. It's like I'm only on YouTube, and this is for education, motivation, and inspiration and business purposes. That's it. I don't have Instagram. A lot of people told me, yo, you know, your podcast or your music would have been blew up if you was on Instagram. I said, yeah, but it would have came with a lot of other unnecessary headaches though. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the people that I do have relationships with, we don't have problems because I'm not on that. And it's people that and some, like you said, some family members and some relatives, they came back to me like, yo, you know what, yo, cousin, yo, I'm glad you ain't on, social media. You know what I'm saying? I see why you ain't on the gram, or I see why you ain't on Facebook. And I'd be like, yeah, I told you I'm good off that because they have seen things from relatives and or family members and or friends. And it's like, damn, I thought, man, this person was tighter than that. And I seen the post they put on Instagram. It's like, wow, that's how they feel. Damn, I talked to them a week ago or a month ago. They didn't tell me that. But they'll put an cryptic message up like, you know what, your family fake or friends they don't really love you. People be using you. And it's like, whoa, I seen them last week. They didn't say that to me. Well, I seen them last month. They didn't say, but they put this on the internet. And then when they highlight them about it, they'll be like, yo, I ain't mean you. But now you got to question yourself because you don't know who they mean. Because if they say family, and it's like, even though you don't speak to cousin so-and-so or uncle so-and-so or aunt so-and-so or whoever, it's like, damn. And okay, let's just say you got a kid with somebody. And now your baby father or your baby mom say something. You're like, wow, it's like that. Like, yo, they don't really love my kids. It's like, hold on, what? Hold on, my baby father said what? My baby mom said. So now you got to question yourself. But I ain't on none of that. So now people could never come to me and say, yo, I'm saying, what you meant by that message you put on Instagram? What you meant by that message you put on Facebook? And I'm like, yo, I ain't on that. And I know I'm not going to get on here and speak down on nobody because like I said, when God lift me up, God didn't put nobody down. I'm going to say that again. When God lift me up, God didn't put nobody down. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put nobody down to stand up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stand on nobody's shoulders because that's going to bring them down at the end of the day. So I don't have to bring nobody down to stand up. I'm just going to stand up at the end of the day. So that confuses me that people say what they don't like, but they always go the other way. Me, I say what I like and I keep going forward with it. And again, it's not that I dislike things. I'm just trying to understand things better. And the world don't owe me understanding. So I just don't want to be confused. Let me say that. I just don't want to be confused. Like, you know what I'm saying? People say they like the NBA. Okay, fine, you like the NBA. How do we get to a point where somebody can have a channel and it's supposed to be all about sports talk, but they talking about the basketball player, how many girls he got, or how many kids he got, or how much he paying the child support, or how many women he laying up with. Like, and again, I'm not mad at them. I'm just a little confused. If it's based off that, why you not just talking about how many points they had, how many rebounds they had, how they could get better with ball handling, how they could get better with free throw shooting, how they could become a better teammate? How do we get on them? That don't have nothing to do with the NBA. We talking about the person, or we talking about the player? Because the person and the player is two different things. It's just like I make music. When I make music, that's what I'm focused on, making music. What that got to do with the type of father I am or the type of man I am? Talk about how I could become a better artist, or I could get better production, or I could get better stage presence. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to talk about me and what I'm personally doing, and it ain't connected to my music, it's confusing to me how people do that. Unless I put it out there, then it's open season. But if I don't put it out there, like, I'm just trying to not be confused. Because like I said, the world will be understand this. I'm just trying not to be confused. Like, how's that happening? You know what I mean? Like, it's like with politics. Just because I may have voted for somebody don't mean that they're going to do what they set out to do. And okay, fine. If I do vote for them, with anything in life, okay, if I owe a debt, I'm gonna just say I owe 20 grand. In the beginning, when I first got in debt, I may have told the creditors, yo, it's gonna take me 3 years to pay that back. It may take me 6 years to pay that back. That don't mean that I lied. It's just gonna take a little longer than I anticipated in the beginning. So my point is that when people vote for people, they can't get what they thought they can get done in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. Does that make them a bad mayor or a bad governor or a bad president? No, but it may take a little longer. So I apply things with other people to myself. So like I said, I may have told the creditors I could pay that 20 grand back in 3 years. It may take me 6 years. Do that mean I got bad money management skills? No. Things could have came up within that 3 years time. I could have had a family emergency where it's like, yo, I can't even pay that for the next 3 months. And now the money that I thought I was going to have to pay off within the next 90 days, I probably got to use it for something that's just as important as me paying that money back. But somebody else from the outside going to be like, man, he a liar. He said he was going to be able to pay that back in 3 years. It took him 4.5 years. You know what I'm saying? But they don't really know the ins and out of the situation. So they're just going to be like, oh, you ain't do what you said you was going to do. Things happen. That don't mean that the person don't know what they're doing or they didn't keep their word. Things happen. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at life. So I'm not going to be like, yo, you know, the governor be lying, the president be lying. Man, everybody be lying. You know what I'm saying? It's just once you find out that you lied, are you going to hold yourself accountable? Like once you, like being a hypocrite is not saying something and then doing the opposite. Being a hypocrite is when you know what you said and now you know better and then you repeat the cycle. That's being a hypocrite, or that's contradicting yourself. But if you say, I'm going to go on a diet, and then when you get on that diet, you didn't realize how strict it was, for example, to say, yo, man, I ain't going to eat no more chicken. Then you like, that, I didn't know it was this difficult. Or you say, yo, I ain't going to eat beef for 30 days. Then it's like, I didn't know it was that difficult. Now that you really know, and then you go against what you know now, because you have the knowledge and you have the education and information, now you could become hypocritical. But if you don't know in the very beginning and you said you were going to do something, that don't make you no hypocrite. What's going on, Lions Pride? I appreciate you. Nah, it's not a problem. Enjoy that. You know what I mean? I appreciate your time, your effort, and energy. Have a blessed weekend. And I enjoyed your walking and talking. You know what I mean? And keep it going, sis. I appreciate you. And thanks for all your encouragement and what you do for me. It's needed. And if nobody on the universe or in this platform or on this platform appreciate you, I do. So I appreciate you, sis. Stay blessed. But yeah, you know what I mean? So that's how that go. Like I can't say somebody liar or hypocrite until I know they got the education based around that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how that go. Like you could say, you know what, yo, I'm gonna take up this semester. And now when you get in college, you didn't understand how difficult that semester would be. And it might not just be from the studying and the learning and the preparation. It might be just getting up in the morning. You might struggle with punctuality, like getting up. But when you get there, you're on top of your lesson. You know all the work. You know what I mean? You could do the work. The professor respects you. You interacting good with your classmates and all that. But getting up in the morning may be an issue for you. In the beginning, you're like, man, I know I'm going to be able to get up and ain't nothing. But now it's a repetitive cycle. You got to get up every day. That might get to you. Does that mean that you're a failure, or does that mean that you ain't take that college course serious? No. But from an outside perspective, they may think that. What you say? Oh, no, it's not. You know how I do. I got to stay positive. That's the only way to go. Any other way I go, it's going to be detrimental to me, people that care about me, and people that I push that positive energy out towards. You know what I mean? Like that, it's going to be detrimental. And I don't want to do that to anyone. So I'm going to keep the positive vibe and keep the positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it'll keep people like yourself and other people coming back. You know what I mean? And the more and more I do it, and the more and more I watch people like that, and we keep that energy, it'll keep popping up in their algorithm. Positive energy, positive videos, constructive videos, informative videos, educational videos, motivational videos. You know what I'm saying? That's something else I had to learn about YouTube. Like the more, like, for example, if I'm doing research on something and it's like, you know what, I don't want to read, but I just want to pay attention. I want to sit back and listen and observe. So if I look into whales, for example, sharks gonna pop up, dolphins gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I look into giraffes, zebras gonna pop up, elephants gonna pop up. You know what I mean? And that's the type of frequency I be on to get me more and more away from things that I know I don't want that energy in my life and that energy around me. You know what I'm saying? Because that energy now, it'll start to rub off on me. Then I'm gonna make it rub off on other people. And I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm insecure, I'm disgruntled, or I'm aggravated, or I'm frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the energy around me. So if I keep the right energy and the right vibes around me and the right frequency around me, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? That's why when I speak compassionate. Like I don't speak like I'm angry, or I don't speak like I'm frustrated, or I don't speak like when people ask me things, or I got to have a conversation back, I'm stressed out. Nah, I'm just compassionate. You know what I mean? That's it. But yeah, I just be trying to figure that out. Like, so I don't be confused. Like, how someone else's problems, people want to hear about that. Like somebody else talking about somebody else's kids. Like, how is that? Like, how is that energy that somebody would want? Like, if they gonna do that about their kids, imagine what they gonna do about you and your kids, or you and your family. You know what I mean? So I look to keep that high frequency going on. And like I said, I had some, like really said, family and relatives do two different things. So I had some relatives come back and say, you know what, I see why you don't be around family. And I never said, see what I'm saying about family? I just said, we live and we learn. Now the old me, not maturing and not being the man that I'm becoming and challenging myself every day to be a better person, I'd be like, yeah, I told you how family is. I'm like, you live and you learn. And they'd be like, yeah, no doubt. And what that comment did by me saying live and you learn, it stopped them from getting deep in depth. Maybe they wanted to talk to me about that family member or about that friend or about that relative. But me saying you live and you learn, they had to double think about it. Like, you know what? I ain't gonna even say nothing. But if I'd have been like, yeah, I told you, family this, they would have had the energy now to reciprocate that and come back and say, yeah, I'm saying, oh, so, or uncle so, or my mom's, or my pops. But me like, yo, you live and you learn. They like, yeah, no doubt. And now we could have a conversation about me and them. Like, well, how you been? What you been up to? I've been good. I just been trying to eat better. I just been hitting the gym or whatever we gonna talk about. But it ain't gonna be about what they said to me or what I said to them in reference to something negative, something selfish, something stupid, something demeaning, something belittling. Nah, it's other things to do. You know what I'm saying? It's other things to do. So I'm thankful that I'm at that process in my life. You know what I mean? I'm thankful that when somebody do come to me and their energy level was low, they coming to me like, nah, man, I just wanted to holler at you. You know what I mean? Because I know the vibes you be on. And I'm like, nah, I'm thankful that you thought about me. Instead of like, yo, what's wrong? Don't be calling me with your problems. I just be like, yo, I'm thankful you thought of me. What's going on? Like, what's up with your energy level? Like, what's up with your frequency? They like, nah, like you be saying sometime, man, I just didn't like what was coming out the TV, or I ain't like what was coming out the radio station. So I just changed the station. Yeah, man, like turn to classical music. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying nothing. They just playing music. Just enjoy the instruments. You know what I'm saying? Get in tune with the saxophone. Get in tune with the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? Get in tune with a bass drum. Get in tune with a horn. You know what I'm saying? It's other things to learn besides somebody else's business. There's other things to do besides worrying about how people spending their money. There's other things to do besides worrying about what somebody else laying up with or having sex with. You know what I'm saying? Or how many chains they got, how many rings they got, how many cars they got. Like other things going on. And I'm thankful that I'm in that place and space now. You know what I'm saying? Like just because I'm not in school no more, I still want to educate myself though. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I don't get on my platform. I'll be cursing. It's just a better way for me to understand how to articulate myself. So when I do finally get the watch hours and I finally do get monetized, let's just say somebody that I ain't paying attention to me, and now they want to put me in the major syndication. They like, yo, nah, we gonna help you get what it takes to be behind the camera, but the way you speak, that's what we need. You know what I mean? Because now they know I could be on camera for X amount of time without cursing, without being disrespectful. I could hold my composure. Like it's various different ways to rub shoulders with people. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about how many subs you got or how many views you get or how many likes you got. You know what I'm saying? It's other ways to get some money or to get a bag. And it might not be just me per se. They may be like, yo, you know what? We want you to help teach some other people how to speak. You know what I mean? It's other things, man. Like it ain't just the ways that we think we see to get money or to elevate. There's always other ways. You know what I mean? Like with my music, I have ghostwritten for people. And I didn't ghostwrite for them because they thought I had skills. I was able to ghostwrite for them because they like, yo, nah, I'm saying the way you putting it together, you don't really curse like that. Like you don't really be dropping N-bombs like that. Like, nah, I got some artists that want to work that I want you to work with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I appreciate that. The fact that you thought about me and they like, that's why we came to you. See how you humble like that? I'm like, yeah, nah, man, I'm humble. I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. You know what I mean? For me to be great, I gotta be grateful. You know what I'm saying? For me to be happy, you gotta display happiness. You know what I'm saying? I just connect dots that other people don't pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like to do that. Like I said, I don't mind socializing with people. I don't mind interacting with people. I'm just saying, I know when the frequency ain't right, I'm just gonna change the station. I'm not mad at nobody. It's nothing to be mad at. And if I'm going to be mad at anybody, it's going to always be me. It's going to always be me because I can make better decisions. I don't have to put the burden of my bad decisions in other people's laps. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when it comes to, like Rilla said, family and or relatives, I fell back. It wasn't because, again, they're bad people or good people. It's just me. I know the frequency I don't want to be around no more. And before I keep criticizing family and or relatives, let me look in the mirror. Let me work on me. And a lot of people know they got to do self-work. They know they got to do self-healing. But instead of doing that, other people is to blame. You know, my moms, man. You're my pops, man. You're my girl. You're my man. Nah, my cousin. You're my bro. You're my sis. Like, what about you? So before I could do that to anybody, I gotta fix me. I gotta work on me. And if that hurts my relationships with other people, I can't worry about that, because if I deal with them and I say something I say something I shouldn't say, I can't take it back. I do something I shouldn't do, I can't take it back. So why would I want to jeopardize myself and put myself in a situation like that? When I say something, I can't take it back. I do something, I can't undo it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't accept sorry. Everybody don't accept apologies. And I can't knock those who don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's all due respect to those who do, but I can't knock those who don't. I can't tell somebody to accept my apology from their perspective if I said or did something wrong to them. You know what I mean? I can't be like, well, damn, I did apologize. Why didn't accept? I can't knock them for that. They don't have to. Maybe they see that my apology wasn't sincere enough, or maybe I hurt them to that degree where apology won't suffice. I get it. However, though, if I work on self-healing, self-discipline, self-control, self-respect, self-esteem, self-confidence, I learned that I could be selfless, not selfish. So I'm working on being more selfless so I could get me together. And like I said, it has tarnished relationship with my kids, with family, with relatives, with people that at one point we was tight. We could build upon and talk about anything, but it's like, I got to get me together. And they'd be like, yo, you ain't been around a minute. What's going on? Yo, man, I got to get me together. Yeah, no, I've been seeing your podcast, man. You be doing your thing. You'll keep that going. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And some people like, oh, now you on the internet, oh, you ain't got time for family. You ain't got time for this. You ain't got. It's like, nah, I just gotta get my situation together. And now I'm working with people. People email me, people ask me questions. So I gotta be consistent with that. I gotta be on deck and on call for that. Somebody email me like, yo, I want to have a session with you. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta be mentally, psychologically, and verbally prepared for that, because I'm gonna have to have a conversation with people. You know what I mean? And I gotta keep it professional. That's why I said I don't take nothing personal, so I can stay professional. The more professional I become, the easier other transitions will be for me in life. So if somebody tell me, yo, you gotta put on a suit and shoes and slacks, I already got all that already. So it's nothing. It's not like, okay, now I look awkward with a suit on, or I feel awkward with a suit on, or people could tell, nah, he just did this for this little situation right here. It's like, nah, it's organic. You know what I'm saying? This is natural. I'm naturally accustomed to wearing suits. I'm naturally accustomed to wearing shoes. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Image do matter. Even if it don't matter to that person, they might not think it matters, but it matters. The more and more I change up my image, the more and more doors open up for me. The more and more circles I get into. People that I thought wouldn't even acknowledge me now. And I'm not looking for acceptance, no. But it's the fact that me enhancing my image, how people accepting me better and more. Because I enhance my image. And with me enhancing my image, I have to step up my conversation. I got to step up my vocabulary, the way I speak, the way I interact with other people. And that become important. Definitely, you know how we all say, yo, I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get it back. You can't get a large amount of money if you ain't got yourself together, if everything bother you. You know what I mean? If you can't concentrate, you know what I mean? You can't be to yourself. Like somebody may say, you know what, yo, study this book right here. Get back to me in 45 days. Let me know what you learned from this book. Or, you know what, sit through this course for 30 days. Let me know what you learned. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how to read body language? You know, and it's just like little things like that I be doing on a daily basis to not have my mind focus on, you know, the NBA no more, or the NFL no more, or what naysay is going to say, or what family would say, or what family is doing. It's like, again, I don't have no issue with any of those things or any of those people, but I'm saying I'm working on other things so I could build more of a tolerance for the things that I'm going to need to build a tolerance for. It's like, okay, fine. Now I do end up rubbing shoulders with certain people and get that money. I'm saying I got to make it seem as if I'm used to having money, having a bank account, having a nice vehicle, having a nice home. So now whoever my neighbors are, they're like, nah, my neighbor good. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel threatened. They don't feel like damn, he got that property. He ain't managing it right. He don't know how to act. He always having parties. He always having company. It's like, so if and again, I'm not doing this to appease other people. I'm doing it so I could be in the right mind frame. See, that's what I'm learning every day. I'm not doing anything to appease anyone but me. But it starts out with me, and it starts out with my mind frame. That's why I said on the other live the other day, it's not about what somebody say to me. It's about my response. If I respond, now that's what I get. So now I'm going to be in a sparring match because I'm going back and forth. All I got to do is ignore it and keep it moving. Like I continuously say, like I was taught. When I went to that martial arts self-defense class, the sensei asked me, he was like, yo, you coming here for physical or mental? And I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know. So he like, all right, well, come back when you decide what you want. And it took me a couple months. I'm like, all right, you know what? Yo, I went back. I'm like, I'm back. He like, all right, what you back for? I said, for mental. He said, see, a lot of people here for physical. I said, nah, I need mental. And I used to just sit there. Oh, what's going on, sis? So I used to just sit there in that self-defense class, and they had people come in, and the people would just come in and just talk to you reckless. I mean, reckless. And the sensei would sit there before he had any of us sit there, and they'll be in his face. They ain't touching him, but they in his face, disrespecting him, talking about his family, all that. And he just got up, walked off. He just got up, walked off. And he told the person, once he walked off, now remember, you come behind me, I have the right to defend myself. Don't never forget that. You got the right to defend yourself. But you weak when you give them that energy and say something back. So the more and more I matured and I started getting around other people, I'm like, yeah, you know what? All right. And now when my character was getting tested or got tested, I'm like, this is what he meant. This is what he's talking about. So I've been in places with my significant other or with my kids or around family. And the more I started to mature, people like, yo, you would have been flipped or you would have been said something. I'm like, nah, man, I had to resurrect myself. Old me died. I got rid of the old me. You're looking at a new me. You know what I mean? So if I'm out and about and somebody step on my shoe or step on my sneaker or bump me by mistake, I'll just keep going. I'll tell them my bad. And they probably bump me or they probably stepped on my foot. I'll be like, yo, my bad. And some people be like, nah, you good. Or some people look at me funny. Or some people mean mug me. Or some people look at me like they waiting for me to say something. And I'll be like, yo, I apologize. Have a good day. Or stay blessed. Or God bless. So the response, even if I do say something, the response is like, wow, I didn't think he was going to come at it like that. Because they're around everybody else who's on the defense note. I'm on self-defense, not defense. See, self-defense and defense is two different things. Self-defense is when I'm ignoring the situation and I'm going about my way and you try to come up, run up on me or walk up on me. That's self-defense. But defense is somebody do something. I'm like, yo, what you looking at? They say to me, what you looking at? And I say it back. See, that's defense. Nah, I ain't on that. Because it's going to end up in an unwarranted situation for me or that person. I ain't on that. Because I know what it's going to lead to. So like I said, I just get a little confused when people say, I ain't into this and I ain't into that, but yet and still, they might not say nothing back. They might not say nothing when somebody else is talking about somebody else's problems or drama. Me, I'm leaving. Like I'm leaving. I ain't gonna even be around it. And it's not that I'm mad at them, but I gotta self-discipline. I gotta control myself. It's like being in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, with my wifey or my fiance or my woman. I gotta have self-discipline. I can't let other women entice me. I gotta stay strong. And I can't worry about other women or other dudes like I'm saying, yo, you whip or there ain't no woman she got that much control over me where I ain't gonna even want to. Nah, it's not about my woman. It's about me. I'm gonna be self-disciplined in that situation. I'm gonna respect myself because I don't want to bring no unwarranted energy her way. Like if she bring unwarranted energy my way, she gotta deal with those consequences, those repercussions. However it come back, however it come back. But she gotta deal with that. Same way with me. So if I display self-discipline because it was a point, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't displaying self-discipline when it came to me being in relationships or me dealing with somebody I had a kid by or whatever those circumstances could be. So now display self-discipline. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's about. Yes, it's connected to the person I'm dealing with or go be with. However, but I gotta display self-discipline though. I can't just do it because I'm worrying about what she may think or what she's gonna say. No, I gotta do it because that's just who I am at the end of the day. I'm self-disciplined. You know what I mean? I got self-control. I got self-respect. It's like drinking or smoking. Like I can't drink and smoke because everybody else doing it. And if I'm good, I'm good. If I'm like, nah. I stopped smoking on my own. Nothing made me. I didn't get arrested. I wasn't diagnosed with nothing. Like, nah, I just got to stop. And I'm glad I did. But I had to develop that. And some of the people that I used to smoke with and hang around, they'd be like, yo, you're a strong dude, man. You just stop. Like, yeah. It wasn't doing nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I outgrew it. I don't tell them, yo, you shouldn't be smoking. You shouldn't be drinking. They got to decide for themselves what's best for them. Now, if they ask me, that's different. But I'm not going to just say, yo, you need to stop smoking. You need to stop drinking. Nah. If they ask me, I'll tell them. But I'm not going to just say, yo, dog, nah, don't smoke. Nah, don't drink. I'm not going to tell them that. I'm going to let them decide if they believe they need to stop smoking, need to stop drinking. But I'm not going to be like, yo, you know what? Nah, dog. You shouldn't be smoking, man. You shouldn't. Nah. Because when I was smoking, I know I ain't want nobody telling me nothing. So who am I to do that? Like I said, if I'm asked, I'm going to answer. But I'm not going to just suggest somebody need to stop doing this, stop doing that. I'm going to put the information out there. Maybe somebody want to look into it. All right, boom, information. Cool. But I'm never going to tell somebody they shouldn't do this or they shouldn't do that. I'm going to tell people from my experience, this is why I'm not going to do it. But I'm not going to tell somebody, nah, man, you shouldn't be drinking. You should, nah. I ain't them and they ain't me. Like I said, if I'm asked, that's different. But I'm not going to do that. So that's why, just for me, it's like a double-edged sword. Me looking into like, how people just don't mind being around somebody else speaking about somebody. Like your mind is not telling you what they'll be saying about you. See, my mind can't tell me that because I'm not going to speak ill will of nobody. And my circle is very small and very limited. So I'm going to limit who I deal with and how I deal with them. And my circle is very small. And even if somebody come at me, more than likely, I'm going to probably tell them, yo, God bless you, man. Like, I don't have no gripes with you. Like, if they want to go in on me, I don't have an issue with that. I just pray when somebody going in on them, they don't play the victim game. Like, why are people mad at me? Why are people talking about me? Like, think about it. Even if you ain't talking about somebody, are you willing to be in a room with people doing it? And if you're going to be in a room, are you going to exit yourself or are you going to mature up and say, not for nothing, yo, I love you and I love them. I'm saying, if you don't want to sit down with them and talk to them about it, I ain't going to be around that. You stay blessed. Like I had to do that to myself first and foremost. Then I had to do it with some family and or relatives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't getting along with certain families. Like I had a cousin I didn't get along with. And instead of me going back and forth with that cousin, I dealt with that cousin. And then I let my family members know, like, look, I don't mind coming to family functions, but yo, me and cousin so-and-so, we got some issues that we didn't iron out. And I don't want to involve none of y'all. Me and cousin so-and-so got to iron that out. And until we iron that out, I don't want to be around y'all and make y'all uncomfortable because me and cousin so-and-so ain't vibing correctly. That's being selfish towards y'all. Because now if we get into some argument or disagreement, it's like, I'm going to mess up that family function. or I'm gonna disrupt the good energy or the good vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to do that based off my frustration or based off my own selfishness. And family like, well, damn, that was mature of you to say that. We respect that. I'm like, yeah, nah, I wouldn't want to do that because I know me and cousin so and so ain't vibing like that. And again, I'm not mad at cousin so and so. They're not mad at me, but we know we gotta sit down and have that conversation. And maybe when cousin so and so was ready, I wasn't ready. Maybe when I was ready, cousin so and so wasn't ready. But I'm not gonna put the emphasis of Shirley on him or Shirley on her and just Shirley on me. Like, nah, it gotta be a mutual thing. And if we mutually can come up with a conversation or have that conversation, I'm not gonna go around family and do that to them. And if they want me to come around, I'm gonna speak on it like, yo, I ain't really vibing with such and such. So I mean, if you still want me to come, I wanted to, but I don't want you to sense the tension and the friction in the air. And it's like now you like, yo, but y'all still family. Y'all need to work that out. And I may not care about talking to that person in front of everybody, or they may not care about it, but one of us may care. And I don't want to put that person in an awkward spot, and they may not want to put me in an awkward spot. You know what I mean? And you got to be sensible when it comes to situations with people. And a lot of people aren't sensible. You know what I mean? Because people say they care about them, they care about them. They only care about them when they gotta be defensive. They only care about them when it's something that they deem they work hard for. I care about me at all times. I wasn't like that when I was doing certain things I shouldn't have been doing. So now I put more of the emphasis on caring about me. And like I said, if that, so be it that I have tarnished relationships, I have burnt relationships with relatives and or family, friends or coworkers, I can't worry about that. Because like I said, if I say something, I shouldn't say they might not want to accept my apology. If I do something, we might could never be in the same space again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me together. And like I said, I've had kids ask me, well, Dad, you wasn't there for me at this time, at this age. And I wasn't right. What you mean you wasn't right? Like I wasn't mentally prepared to do the things I should have been doing. And instead of me making it worse, I fell back. You know what I'm saying? Instead of me combating, maybe having a bad attitude or me just not doing the things I know I should have done, I left it alone. I fell back. And if that, from your perspective, see me as less than a man or less than a father or less than a brother or less than, I can't knock that. However, at least I'm being honest with you why I did what I did. And I'm not going to take the emphasis on me and push it on somebody else. I'm like, well, that person wasn't there for that. They asked about that person. They asked me about me. And I understand that better now. And I'm going to live it like that. But I'm not going to live it because like I'm frustrated because now I got to answer up or own up to things. I ain't on that. So that's why I say what I say. I turn pain into prosperity. I turn lust into love. I turn love into loyalty. I turn loyalty into longevity. That's how relationships work, not just with if you're a woman and you're dealing with a man, or if you're a man and you're dealing with a woman. No, that's with family. But they gotta take those steps. They gotta be like, all right, I'm gonna base this off that. You can't like I can't base relationships off like, okay, me dealing with a woman. It's lustful. That ain't gonna work. And once it turns into love, I gotta turn the love into loyalty. Then after once I get it to loyalty, I could turn it into longevity. So I'm thinking about down the road. I'm not thinking about right then and there. I ain't gonna just live for the moment no more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be thinking about down the road. Because you know what I'm saying, if I'm dealing with my kids, I mean they getting older. So I gotta be able to do things now to have that mind frame of them getting older. Same thing with my woman. I gotta think about her getting older. You know what I'm saying? Her body breaking down or whatever's gonna come with the situation, whatever I might have to ride out. I got to be mentally prepared for that. So I got to start thinking about longevity. Can't just be thinking about right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not thinking about the longevity aspect of it, like I'm doing myself first and foremost a disservice, let alone the other people that's in my life. Family, friend, foe, kids, it don't matter. But people come into situations wanting to absorb other people's energy. And then when people don't do what they anticipate them doing, end up being an argument. So I'm not gonna get in arguments. I don't have anticipation for anybody to do anything except for respect themselves. That's it. Long as they respect themselves, we good. But once they start losing themselves because they worrying about things that's not in their control, I got to go the other way. Only thing that I know I could control is how I come at people that come at me. So if somebody disrespect me, now it's on me if I disrespect them back. Or if they disrespect themselves and I allow them to keep disrespecting themselves and I ain't saying nothing, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, nah, you know what? Yo, I appreciate you, but stay blessed. Yo, I got something I got to do. Or you know what, yo, I got to make a phone call just to not be like, yo, you stupid. Yo, you playing yourself. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't be around. All that's going to do is perpetuate it. It's going to keep it going. It's going to keep it because like I talked about in the live the other day, ego and pride. Some people ego get in the way. Some people pride get hurt. So now they don't want to let it go. Like once you lose your mind, ball game, it's over. I could lose my house, I could lose my car, I could lose clothes, I could lose jewelry. But once I lose my mind or my life, you ain't getting that back. It's gonna be extremely hard to get your mind back once you lose it. I'm not saying you can never, but it's gonna be extremely hard. That's why when things happening out here nowadays, what the judges in the courts are saying and lawyers are saying, mental health, because a lot of people don't lost their mind because they're so consumed with jewelry, cars, keeping up with other people, keeping up with all these apps, keeping up with social media, trying to keep up with music, trying to keep up with movies, trying to keep up with so many various different things, you end up losing yourself. That's why I'm only on YouTube. So I don't have to worry about people like, yo, damn, you put this on Instagram, you put this on TikTok, just YouTube. That's it. And I understand that could be overbearing or overwhelming or too much for people because I get it. I get it. I get it. And the only reason I'm going as consistent as I'm going now because I'm looking to get monetized. But before that, I wasn't on it like this. Now that I met that threshold, I'm looking to be monetized. And whoever support me and show me love, it's humbling. Whoever don't, first and foremost, God bless them. Second and third, stay healthy, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, like nobody owes me anything. Nobody's obligated to tap in. I'm thankful, but ain't nobody obligated to do that. Whoever do that, I'm thankful for that. So that's why I go hard with the education. That's why I go hard with the motivation to not only motivate them to do better for themselves, however, to keep them motivated. So if they come back to my platform, it's like, they look forward to whatever education I'm gonna bring, whatever motivation I'm gonna bring. However, I can inspire them to get the best out of themselves. But I don't want people coming back and like, all right, let me see what drama he got today or who he gonna talk about today. Like, nah, I'm gonna talk about my pain and I'm gonna talk about education and information and compassion. You know what I'm saying? And life on a whole. Because we all got a life that we live in. I don't know people's situations and circumstances, the people that email me, but that's private. You know what I'm saying? I can't share that. And no matter what we go through, I can't do that. Like I said on my other live, I have been through situations with people and I had to come back and say, yo, we've been through a lot. And we ain't really vibing the way we need to be vibing. But when have I told your business? And they're like, no, you never told my business. So no matter what we going through, don't tell my business. So it don't matter if you know I ain't getting along with one of my kids or with my moms or with my dad or with my brother or with my sister or with my aunt. Why you saying something about that? Like me and you ain't vibing, no problem. But that's my situation. How you gonna bring that up? Because you that frustrated, you that weak? Like, come on. No. Like you ain't gotta bring up my situation. That ain't got nothing to do with why me and you ain't vibing. Now, if you want to talk about why me and you ain't vibing, I can't stop that. I could try to work on fixing that relationship or that situation, but to talk about something that ain't got nothing to do with why me and you ain't right, like, nah. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Just because I'm not right with somebody, I'm not gonna say, well, they broke, they got roaches in their house. Nah, what? Nah, I ain't all that. Me and that person not right, we're not right, but I don't. Nah, they kids can't read. It's like what? Like what am I really doing? Like I might not never have a chance of recovering now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making it worse. I'm digging a deeper ditch. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not going to work on getting it right, just leave it be. And look in the mirror, self-reflect. I self-reflect because I've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I've been through rock bottom and I've been to the top of the mountain. But now I'm going to make it back to the top of the mountain, but I just got to climb all the way from the dirt and the rocks, or from the bottom of the ocean, so to speak. So I got to come from up about the ocean. Don't worry about drying off. Just get out the ocean and start climbing up Mount Everest. Start and just go. And when I get to the top, I'm not going to be screaming, I made it to the top. No, I'm going to get to the top because I want to see what's next. It's a broader horizon there. You know what I'm saying? It's like what Martin Luther King said. He made it to the mountaintop. He's seen the promised land. Maybe I'll make it to the mountaintop. Maybe I'll see the promised land. But I don't want to get to the top and say, look, I'm up here. I beat everybody. Nah, I outdid myself. And that's what I'm thankful for in my life. I want to outdo me. I don't want to outdo anybody doing anything, because it's going to always be somebody that can outdo what I'm doing. So I just want to outdo what I did previously. That's what everything in my life. I want to be wiser than I was yesterday. I want to be more mentally stronger than I was. I want to have more self-discipline than I had. Like, that's it. But I'm not doing something to outdo anyone, because there's going to always be somebody that know more and could do more. It's going to always be somebody that know less and could do less. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jackson said, too high to get over, too low to get under, you're stuck in the middle. So that's why I'm just trying to outdo me. I'm trying to outdo myself. I'm not competing against anyone on the planet Earth. No one, nowhere, with nothing that I'm doing. On my podcast, with my music, none of that. I'm just going to outdo myself. You know what I'm saying? I challenge myself. That's it. I don't worry about other people. They got to live their life like I got to live mine. I just pray when it comes to others, they stay healthy, they stay safe, and God bless them. But I'm not like, yo, you know what, man, I need to have 500,000 subscribers to show. Nah, I get there, I'm thankful. I never get there. Doesn't matter. But I'm not, just like before I got to the 1K, I wasn't stressing. Like, I was even telling people, if my content ain't for you, don't recommend, unsubscribe, and not interested. But if I was eager to keep getting people, yo, nobody not subscribing, yo, nah. I mean, if people care, they'll share. That's the bottom line. But I'm not. Nobody got to tap in. Nobody got to. The people that come to my chat, I'm thankful for them. I'd rather have 500 loyal people than 5,000 disloyal people. Because with the 500 loyal people, we could turn that into longevity. They could be like, yo, remember that video you dropped? Remember that live stream? Yo, that was fun. Remember that? Yo, that was very educational. Remember that? Yo, that was cool. But if I got 5,000 people, they scattered here, and it's like they want me to be, if I'm talking about rappers, they want me to keep talking about that. And I probably elevated. I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm talking about other people, they probably want me to keep doing that. And not only that, they're probably going to go back to some of the people I'm talking about, like, yo, he talking about you now. And know what that's going to do? Problems. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that may think highly of what I do, that might have some sort of respect for me, like, damn, he doing that. Or somebody else that may have some respect for me may think that that's the way to go. Like, all right, yo, I got respect for him. He do that, I'm going to start doing that, because I don't know who I could influence. I don't know that. And I can't speculate on that. And I can't assume that. So by me understanding that, if I just always go the best way for me and my circumstances, I could tell whoever now, but I was doing what was best for myself. I wasn't worrying about other people, and I wasn't thinking about them. I was just putting the education and the information out there. I was trying to inspire people to do what's best for them, to get the best results for them. That's all I was doing. And I shared some of my pain. Excuse me. I shared some of my experiences. That's all I was doing. But do they have to listen to me? No. Do they have to go the way I go? No. That's why I also tell people, do their own homework and do their own research. You know what I mean? I don't say it as much as I used to, but I still say that on some videos. Do your own homework, do your own research. Like I existed before the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful. I say that a lot as well because before this internet thing, like I had to really call. I had to pick up a phone and call somebody. You know what I'm saying? Before it was caller ID. You know what I mean? Before it was call waiting. Like if I got a girl number, I had to really pick that phone up, dial, and can I speak to such and such and such? And I really had to have a conversation. You really had to have a conversation with women when I was coming up, or young ladies. You really had to do that. It wasn't, yo, give me your Instagram or give me your Facebook, and now you talking to somebody through a computer or through a cell phone. Like, nah, you really had to interact. You know what I'm saying? Like you went to school, you really had to court that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, to really get her, like, to show her you was serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't no game. It didn't matter where she lived at, a good neighborhood, a bad neighborhood. Like, nah, when you like who you like you got to pull up on them. You know what I mean? Like, really had to, yeah, come on, let's go to a movie. Like, yo, come on, let's go to Tony Park. Let's go to Great Adventure or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really had to put in the work. So that's why me doing this like this and not being monetized, it ain't nothing to me because when I came up, you had to really do the work. Wasn't no Google. I couldn't say, Google, what's the definition of this? I had to really go to the library and study and read and get the definition. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not knocking this generation for having those things to their disposal. No, I'm saying for me, that's why things don't matter to me because I had to put in the work. And I'm thankful I had to put in the work. It made me as strong as I am and as strong as I need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help me get stronger and it's going to help me stay competitive towards myself. It's going to help me keep moving forward. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful it wasn't just like here. It was handed to me. I had to earn it. I had to work. You know what I mean? So I just get a little confused with all this gossiping and all this rumorville. Like, and not only that, like the foolish, I call it foolish traditions that we don't let go. Like a lot of us understand, like 80% of us know on the whole, it's not a culture thing. It's not a black thing, a white thing, an Asian thing, a Jewish thing. It's just people on the whole. 80% of people know holidays ain't real. Why they still advocating them? A lot of people know that. Easter ain't really legit. Christmas ain't really legit. 4th of July ain't really like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people understand that. So why people still advocating that? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with that? Like self-confidence, I'm learning, is not like an all-time low. Like people who had confidence when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like wasn't about other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, a lot of people don't have self-confidence. They need someone else to instill that confidence in them. You know what I mean? Like, gotta have self-confidence, no matter what. It's like right now, I don't want to do this live, but I have the self-confidence, like, you know what? I don't even gotta write nothing down. Like I speak literally from my mind and my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm compassionate. I'm not speaking from my heart based off emotion. I'm speaking from my heart because I'm compassionate about what I'm gonna say. But I'm speaking from my mind. Like this ain't co-rehearsed. Like, nah, this free flowing. Like I used to write down some of the things I'm gonna talk about, but I didn't write down what I was going to say. No, I write down, okay, I'm gonna do a live about this. I'm gonna do a video about this, but I don't write down what I'm going to say. Nah, I'm unable to do that because, again, this is my compassion speaking. I'm compassionate about seeing somebody else do better because once one person could do better, then somebody else could do better. It makes the world a better place. It makes things easier for other people now to adjust and readjust. It's nothing. I opened up a business and my products may not be all that, but my customer service is top tier. I know people will come back and be like, the product is right, but I'm saying the customer service is top tier. But my products might be all that, but my customer service is bad. I don't think people are going to want to come back. It's like, I like that, but I don't really want to go there. I don't want to deal with the people. You know what I mean? So I'd rather work on enhancing my products and not have to enhance the customer service. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an experience, that customer service. That product, I can enhance that. But that customer service, I truly believe you'll lose customers because your customer service is bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me work on my customer service. I can enhance my product. You know what I mean? And that's my podcast. I can enhance that. But if I'm right with my customers, meaning the people in the chat, the people that subscribe, they're gonna want to come back. And now, little by little, gonna be like, all right, he worked on that, he worked on that, he fixed that, he enhanced that. All right, cool. But my customer service is right. So I'm gonna deal with people in the chat, my subscribers. I'm gonna always, first of all, respect myself, respect them, push out the right energy, the right vibes. But if my customer service ain't right, it don't need better. Like I know people who got good product, but their customer service is bad. And how that affects some people is because that's why they have a lot of problems surrounded by their product because their customer service is off. So, like I said, I'm gonna enhance my product, but I'm working still on my customer service because my customers are more important than the product, which is my podcast. So I'm going to enhance that, but let me keep my customer service top tier. And that's what I mean by these are the things that I be thinking about when I ain't studying and I ain't reading and I ain't learning. I'm like, all right, how can I better my customer service? And I have seen certain things, heard certain things that I know I said. It's like, well, damn, I didn't think that person would say this or say that. They got way more subscribers than me, or they got a way bigger audience than me. And again, I didn't go back to that person's platform or their chat and say, yo, I said that first, so you could, nah. I mean, to me, honestly, I'm flattered that something I'm saying and doing, somebody else either going to try to put their own twist on it, their own spin on it, and use it as if it's theirs. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not. It's flattering to me. It's like, oh, all right, cool. So I see I do have an impact. All right, no problem. And like I said on the video about the liking, the sharing, the subscribing, this is amusing to me that people follow a quote unquote a big name person, a person with fame, popularity, money, or status quo, and they'll say things under their channels or in their chats, and they don't get no hearts, they don't say nothing back, they don't unsubscribe, they don't get emotional, and they'll share the videos. But people that they deem not a big name, not status quo or money or nothing like that, they not from what they think is celebrity or they don't got no check mark. You know what? They're going to unsubscribe. They're not going to share it. But the person they did that celebrity status quo, or they got a big name, or they got money, no, I'm going to share that. And they're not going to give them no heart, or they're not going to say nothing back to them. They can say, yo, like, if it's a singer, and they like, I love this album. That singer ain't saying nothing back, but that person ain't going to unsubscribe. They're probably going to share the song, or they don't care about that. But let me do that. Like, oh, he ain't nobody. I ain't got shared video. He ain't got no subscribers. So nobody read Ben's chat. Oh, he acting like he too good to say something back to me. No, I'm good. Unsubscribe. It's like, whoa. So I asked this before. Is that sad to say? Oh, about what, Carla? about what, Carla? What's going on? Talk to me, sis. What's up? Talk to me. Let me know, sis. What's going on? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to type, what you're saying before I continue. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to start speaking again and then you type something and we got to backtrack. So I'll give you a minute. Yeah, that's how it be, man. Like, so I see that, and I'm not upset about that. Like that, like things like that don't bother me. Like that's why I ask real questions in my pre-recorded videos in my live, so people are accustomed to following. Oh yeah, nah, but see, I love that. See, you know why I love that? Because it goes back to what I keep saying. People follow because they feel left out. That's why I lead by example. People follow me because they feel left out. It's like, oh, all right. Like everybody listening to a song because everybody else is. People wearing certain things everybody else is. You know what I mean? Like I never been like that. Like anybody doing that, well, I'm gonna do this. So again, it's not only with like people who make music or people who make movies. It's like with sports, like people watching the sports highlights, right? And I see tons of comments in the sports highlights, right? But the NBA channel or the football channel or the baseball channel or the tennis channel, they not saying nothing back, and they got millions of subscribers. They ain't putting hearts under people's comments. Yo, this is one of the greatest games I've ever seen. They ain't getting no responses from that, but they ain't unsubscribing. And they'll share the video. So now I get it. I get it. You got to have some sort of status quo so the person don't feel left out when they follow. But if they feel like you're nobody, you don't have status quo, it's like, I'm good. So that's why I get why when people that have status quo, fame, money, success, why they treat people like peasants. Because it's like, oh, you only following me because I have a name or I got money or I got status quo. I, for one, follow different people for different. And I respect that, sis. I respect that. I respect that. I'm just saying for the people who deem people to be somebody, and you know me, sis. I don't name names like far as like singers and actors and basketball players. You know, I don't do nothing like that. I'm just saying, but people been doing that before the internet. Like this, is not just an internet thing, but I'm saying since the internet is more popular and you can kind of see or you can kind of get a grasp of what people like or what people pay attention to. Like I see that all the time. Like I said, I see that with I'm gonna just use sports as an easy way to talk about it. People know people in them sports channels, they're not gonna say nothing back. So let's just say if it's a basketball player, they got their own podcast. They get thousands of comments. They not hearting none of them comments. They not saying nothing back to nobody. And that's not stopping them from getting more subscribers. And that's not stopping people from saying something to them. And again, I'm not mad at that. No, but I get it now. It's easy to follow because you feel left out. I'm doing this because everybody else doing it. Like it's easy to follow. That's why I lead by example. And I don't mind being left out. Why I don't mind being left out? Because now it gives me more time to focus on what I need to focus on. While everybody's chasing whatever they chasing, it gives me more time to get focused on what I need to get focused on. That's why I stopped watching sports too, because it became a following thing. Like some people watch the NBA and they don't even really know all the rules to the game. Some people watch football, they don't even like teams. They just like a player. It's like how you what? Like, nah, the player ain't above the team. That's why a lot of sports media outlets make the player or make players above the team because they know they can draw more people in like that. Like if I like number so and so, forget the team. It's like no, but that even if that they're winning, you can't make, for example, the quarterback the best player on the team because if somebody else don't do their job, the team won't be successful. So it's like working somewhere. Like they need everybody to do their job. Like you just can't give the president all the love for running that company because if the regular employees don't do their job, that company gonna plummet. Yeah, he could keep hiring more people, but after a while, the company gonna go bankrupt because it's like, yo, we went out of business. It wasn't making no money. So the president or the CEO just can't get all the love, and you treat the regular workers like nobody. Like everybody has to play a position for something to be successful. See, I had to learn that the hard way. So I can't just say, well, the point guard on the basketball team is the most important player or he's the best player. No, everybody else got to do their job, the coach included, the trainer included. Everybody got to play their position or their role or their part for things to be successful. But people don't think that. Why you think when I did I'm about to read your comment. Why do you think when I got to the 1K, it was people that you have brought to me that I'm like, yo, I understand. I might not have been in a chat, whatever I was going through. But if you do speak to them, tell them I said thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because without those people, without that, let's just say they gave me 50 views out of if I posted 100 videos, that mattered. Let's just say they gave me 5 likes out of 10 videos, that mattered. You know what I'm saying? So we do that a lot, though. We like who we like, and it don't matter. Okay, you said I don't feel left out where I go because folks know I speak and from time to time. I love to have fun, but also indulge in serious. Yeah, no, and that's why I told you what I told you about now. I'm gonna be doing things that's more in tune and more involved with letting people be a lot more free when they come to my platform and having a lot more fun. Like not this live, but remember like a couple lives ago, we took it back. We went back to the old school. We was having fun. So that's why I told you. Nah, I get it. I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? I totally get it. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm more loose with my conversation now because like you said, and that's true, that you do have some people that speak their mind, but also you do have some people that just want to be free when they come to certain people's platforms or certain people's channels. You know what I'm saying? And if they're going to speak, they might not want to just speak directly to what you're talking about. They might want to speak about something so they can have some fun, or speak about something so they can loosen up the conversation so you can get into something else. And that's why I like when people like yourself and others ask things or say things, so now I could shift gears somewhat. You know what I mean? Because I already got what I'm going to talk about. I already got that down pat. So like how you did that, yeah. I just went there with the celebrity thing because people say, and I love this about us now, about our people. Like I'm a king, I'm a queen. That's good, but kings and queens are not followers though. They're just not followers though. They're trendsetters. You know what I mean? So if you're a king or you're a queen, how you following? That's impossible. Like I make music. I respect those other dudes that make music. But when I was coming up and I was listening to hip hop, I didn't want to be like Rakim. I didn't want to be like KRS-One. I didn't want to be like Big Daddy Kane. I didn't want to be like Curtis Blow. I just respected they made music. Now, at times did they inspire me to make music? Yes, but I didn't want to be like, I didn't pick up a mic like, yo, I'm Curtis Blow. Nah. And now I make music to give them dudes their flowers. If I make, like I made Dear Mama over, that's to give Tupac his flowers. That's not because I want to be like Tupac. Nah. It's out of respect. It's paying homage to those who came before me. They set a precedent, and I respect that. But I'm not, when I was playing basketball, I'm like, I want to be Magic Johnson. Nah, I just play basketball. But I didn't want to be like the dudes that I seen playing basketball. I didn't, okay, I'm a quarterback. I didn't want to be Warren Moon. I didn't want to be Randall Cunningham. I didn't want to be Doug Williams. I just wanted to play quarterback. Or I didn't want to be Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith, or Eric Dickerson. Nah. I just wanted to play basketball. So my point is that it's great that we not looking at each other as witches and ninjas no more. However, though, we kings and queens, the following got to stop, and the degrading one another got to stop. Like we like I said, we carry on foolish traditions that shouldn't be a tradition no more. Not snitching. Why is that still being held up in 2025? Grandmothers out here getting unalive. Grandfathers out here getting unalive. Babies out here getting unalive. But we got this foolish tradition. Yo, you can't be snitching. What? So if that's the case, then how can people let other people talk about people? That's a sign of giving up information. So, for example, if somebody got a problem with somebody else and they say that person don't take care of their kids, that's not snitching, but that's still giving up unwarranted information. You know what I'm saying? It's like I pay attention like that. That's still giving up unwarranted information. Ain't no need for the unwarranted information. If you don't get along with somebody and they don't get along with you, okay, that's you and them. But what they house got to do with it, or their car got to do with it, or how much money they make, or their kid, like, come on. Like that certain things at this point should be off limits. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things should be like, nah, yo, that's off limits though. And people that know people that's doing it, somebody need to step in. If you're not going to step in, step away. If you're not going to step in and say you're not for nothing, you know what I'm saying? You and that person going through that, but I'm saying their mom should be off limit, or their man should be off limit, or their household should be off limit, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, but I get it. It's like, it's cool to follow when it's a celebrity or somebody with status quo or name. That's not a problem. We're not following when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's all right to degrade other people, and no matter who we bring down with the degrading, it don't matter. Because since we got problems, the gloves is off. And it's like, since it's a celebrity, they don't get privacy. Like I don't care. I'm a talk about celebrities. Like it's no privacy. It's like, whoa, how they can't get privacy? You know what I'm saying? So if a regular person, like I said the other day on the other live, So a regular person is on the train, for example, and somebody see their text message and read that out to the whole train car or the whole airplane or the whole bus. Now, that person, they're going to be upset. So why is not like that when it's a celebrity? Yo, you know what? This basketball player, he gay. It's like, so? Is he making shots? Is he working on his game? Or is, you know what I'm saying? Or is she working on her game? Is that artist that paint pictures? Can they really paint pictures? Like, I don't want to know what they're doing when they're not painting pictures. I don't want to know what they're doing when they're not playing basketball. I don't want to know what they're doing when they're not singing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their personal business and their personal life. Like, I'm not worried about that because I know me. If it's me, I'm going to go all out to try to sue or cease and desist. I know I'm going to do that because that don't involve you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody like my podcast, I appreciate that. If they don't, no problem. But if somebody don't like something I'm saying and doing that, they're like, I don't like what he said or I don't like what he's doing. I mean, nowadays, people go all out to get information and say, yo, he talking all this righteousness, but he ain't a good father. Or she talking all this positivity and she be selling her body. It's like, yo, what they got to do with what they say is. Like, ain't nobody going to tell me they know somebody that's on the up and up about everything. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody perfect. So if you got a discrepancy with somebody, like you ain't got discrepancies with yourself, like, that's why I say I got problems with me because I got to work on me. So I'm not going to be trying to push this narrative. Other people got to be perfect. And I'm slacking and I'm slipping. Nah, I'm going to put the information out there. I'm going to try to motivate people to do the best thing for them. If it works, I'm thankful. If it don't, I'm going to work on high learning and better education. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But I know no one's perfect. So why am I like, you know what I'm saying? Like critiquing every little thing, nitpicking, like ain't nobody perfect, right? So with politics, so why am I upset if somebody in politics say, yo, well, I'm gonna fix this in 4 years, like I said earlier. So if I'm in debt, I may tell that debt, the creditors, yo, I could pay this 20 grand off in 3 years. Just because I don't pay it off in 3 years don't mean that I'm not gonna pay it off. I just underestimated the time that I thought I could pay it off. You know what I'm saying? If I tell somebody, yo, I'm going to do this in 6 months and I end up doing it in a year. Nah, but you said 6 months. It's like, yo, but I ain't give up. I didn't stop. So, like, a failure is someone who ain't putting the effort. A failure is not someone who looked to get it done and it didn't happen. That's not a failure. Because they could keep going. They could keep attempting to do it. A failure is somebody who ain't even trying to get it done. See, I see when I learn things like that, I look at life differently. You know what I mean? So it's like, hold on, but how is that person a failure? Like, if somebody tells somebody, you know what I'm saying, you've been doing what you've been doing for 10 years, it ain't gonna work. That's not true. They doing it. I mean, you want them to be at whatever level you see them at. I challenge myself. I don't compare me to other people. I'm not gonna never see myself successful if I do that. And whoever else is comparing me to other people, that's what they decide to do. I can't tell them to do that or not do that. But me, I don't compare me to other people. So why am I worrying about if somebody tell me, like I said, with my podcast, yo, you should have 10,000 subs by now. Why is that? Because that's what you think I should have? You should have been monetized. Nah. Yo, you would have been monetized if you was on Instagram. I don't want Instagram. Yo, you would have been did this if you had Facebook. I don't want to be on Facebook. Yo, you could have been did this if you was on Rumble. I don't want to be on Rumble. Could have been did this if you would have went to Twitch. I don't want to be on Twitch. Like, you could have been did this, you went to TikTok. I don't want to be on TikTok. It's like that. Like, I get it, but nah, that ain't for me. I ain't mad at those who do it. I'm just saying me, that ain't for me. What I want to be on TikTok for? What I want to be on Rumble for? Like, this is, to me, this is enough. And like I said before, I don't want nobody following me. It's people doing a lot right now with all these other apps. They got to worry about Instagram. They got to worry about Facebook. They got to worry about Snapchat. They got to worry about this website, that website. Like, come on. I don't want to overwhelm nobody with all that. Whoever want to tap in, thank you. But I'm not going to overwhelm nobody. It's like, damn, they got to keep up with me on this, keep up with me on that. It's like, nah, man. I got to keep up with myself. I got to keep my health, my strength, and my sanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I answer up. It's God first, then me, then the others in my life, but I'm not going to be putting all this extra effort and energy into all these websites. And that's another thing about these websites. I hear this a lot. Well, the feds might be watching or the government be watching. It's like, hey, people still get on these websites and be reckless. Things like that. That's what I mean by foolish traditions. That's foolish to me. If somebody else is going to tell somebody else, well, the police be watching, the feds be watching, why people get on these websites and be reckless? See, even whether I believe that or not, the reason why I could say it and I don't care because I'm not on here reckless though. So if people truly believe that the police is watching or the government is watching or the CIA or whoever's watching, why do they get on these things and be reckless? That's what I be talking about confusion again. And I ask for me, I'm just asking for a friend because I got some friends that's timid and they're intimidated. They don't want to be on the internet. They don't want to get on here and ask questions. So I'm asking for a friend. If people could say, yo, you know how this go, people be watching people's channels, the CIA, the government, the DEA, they always on it, Congress. So why do people get on here and be reckless? Again, that's what I'm saying about foolish traditions again. It's foolish then. It makes no sense. And I'm not calling nobody out and I'm not mad at nobody. Again, it's a rhetorical question. If what people believe is true and what they say is true, why do people get on here and be reckless? You know what I mean? It's like I watched like The Price is Right and Wheel of Fortune. I noticed something. Why would not Bob Barker, why he had no problems with Pat Sajak? Why Alex Trebek ain't got no problem with Pat Sajak? Because again, a mentality thing. I keep saying this. People got to stop taking things personal and become professional. Become professional. You're going to make it in life and you're going to make life easier for yourself. Become professional. I don't see Joe Rogan beefing with Ben Shapiro. I don't see that. They doing their thing. I don't see that. Why? Because they know how to stay professional. Like that's what it's about. Staying professional. All that personal and leave that alone. That ain't prosperous. Leave it alone. It ain't prosperous. You see yourself as a king, stand up professional. You see yourself as a queen, stand up and be professional. People talked about God. People talked about Jesus, so it's nothing. But God didn't say nothing back. God spoke with actions. Jesus spoke with actions. That's how I know I'm a king. I speak with I do speak, but I still speak with actions because I'm not going to feed into anything. It's nothing to feed into. You know what I mean? And I don't feed off of other people either. Like, okay, well, this person said this. I don't bring that to my platform. That's why I limit who I'm subscribed to and people that I watch because, you could start to blow up and start to grow and start to ascend. And some people will come at you saying you took something they said or you copied something they did because they start to see you on the come up. And it's like, damn, I didn't even say nothing. Damn, I didn't copy nothing. But just to get the attention that they looking for or for you to give them feedback, now they got you going back and forth with them. So now they're getting more traction. So that's why I do what I do too. You know what I mean? So people got to really be swift. Like I said, you could lose a lot of things. Once you start losing this good old mind, ball game, it's over. So I focus on just keeping my composure and keeping my head straight. Like I can't really sweat nothing else. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like can't really sweat it. Like I done rub shoulders with so many various different people, and I don't have to elaborate for other people for their curiosity. And then once I say I do, or once I can prove I did, I didn't know that. I underestimated you. Nah. I'm giving you unwarranted information. I'm giving you unwarranted attention. I'm good off that. You know what I mean? So like I have to do that. Like people telling me, I'm saying, you had contracts, man. Why you ain't sign them? You could have been, you should have been doing this with your music, should have been there. I'm doing what I want to do. Like this is at my pace, my time. Like I'm good. Like I'm not doing this to prove anything to anybody. It's not, I told you so. It's like, nah, man, like I'm grown. I told you so for what? Like what is that going to solidify? I told you, like, they ain't going to solidify that. I told you so ain't putting no food in my refrigerator. I told you so ain't paying my water bill. I told you so ain't putting no gas in the car. Like, what is it really? It ain't doing nothing. It ain't. My opinion only matters to me, and I got to keep my emotions under control. That's I look at emotions and I look at ego and pride the same way. Look at all that's the same to me. My opinion only means something to me, and I got to keep my emotions under control. That's pride and ego to me, because my pride get hurt and my ego get hurt. Now I'm gonna lash out at people because my pride got hurt. So I shouldn't have got so involved with something. So my pride and my ego don't have to get hurt. So if I leave things alone, my pride and ego won't get hurt. That's why mental health is at an all-time high, and people got so many problems because they let their pride and ego get involved in things that they shouldn't even be involved with anyway. That's why I don't do the colorism thing. Well, white people don't like black people. Black people don't like white people. Korean people don't. I don't do that because that's my ego and my pride telling me that. Because, like I said, I've dealt with people that look like me that have done me worse than people that don't. And then when I ask people that look like me, what's up with that? They suck their teeth or they put their head down and start talking low. But when it's another culture that do it, their chest is sticking out. Yeah, that good old white man, they don't like black people. Yeah, Asian people hating on us and Jewish people. No, what about, okay, I dealt with cops that's black. They done me worse than white cops. What's up with that? I dealt with doctors that diagnosed me something wasn't wrong and wasn't wrong with me and they was black. What's up with that? I dealt with judges that was black that did me wrong. What's up with that? That's why I don't do the colorism thing, because no. I just not dealing with people with mean spirits. Don't matter their nationality. That's what I'm talking about. And they're going back to God. God didn't create nationality. Mankind did. That's it. God created people. And those people came from tribes. But he didn't say those tribes of people were Jews. Those tribes of people was black. He didn't say that. And the Bible didn't say that. But I'm saying, people tell me how religious they are and how much they into their religion or whatever. That's why I'm into spirituality, because that separates people. Because again, I said this on one of my videos. Like, do you believe? Why are we debating about the name? Like, nah, we shouldn't be debating about the name. Like, I believe in God, you believe in God. Whether you think it's Allah, Yahweh, Yahshua, Jesus Christ, whatever, Jah, whatever you think it is, I'm not arguing that. You believe, I believe. That's that. It's like, okay, I call my father dad. You may call your father pops. You may call your father father. You may call your mother mom. You may call your mother mother. Does that mean that's still not your mother? It's still your mother. Like, you just calling her by a different name. That's it. That's how I look at the whole God thing. But that's an argument nowadays. What you mean? How you gonna say it's God? No, it's Yahweh. No, it's Yahshua. It's like, that's why I do that on my pre-recorded videos, because people have called me out on that. Oh, what you mean? What God you mean? What God you? I don't ask people what God whatever God they believe in. That's between them and their God. I'm not, what God you really believe in? Is your God in the Quran? Is your God in the Bible? Is your God in the Kabbalah? It's like, whoa, what? How is that relevant? Like, I said, I believe in God. Like, so it's like another way to separate people. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get people separated, you can control them easier. It strengthens numbers for a reason. You know what I mean? And people only like to stick together when people are belittling other people, speaking down on other people, or talking bad about other people. That's when people like to stick together. Or they like to stick together when it's following. Let's follow said actor. Let's follow said singer. Let's follow said basketball player. And then when these people do something that a majority of people have been following, they see these celebrities, see that you making them bigger than what they are. They sing songs or they play basketball. Okay, keep up with that. Don't be worried about what they're doing when they're not doing what they do. That's like, how you gonna have a job and you worrying about your coworkers? Y'all ain't at work together. Y'all know each other. Y'all got working together in common. Now you're trying to build a relationship outside of that. I don't really know how that's going to work. It's going to be rough. Trying to build a relationship outside of that. I'm not saying it ain't going to work, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be extremely rough. Like, try to build a relationship outside of that. But this is what people do. And again, I'm not knocking anyone. I'm not mad at anyone. But this is what people be doing. So it's like, is it really worth all that? Like, is it worth doing that at the end of the day? Like, is it really worth it? Like, having an issue with somebody and then speaking about, like, is it really, like, what is that about? So for me, I just be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to focus on me, man. I ain't really got time to be caught up in none of that. Like, because I get it. At this point in my life, I got it. And I also see people getting older, but it's like they not even focused on them getting older. It's like they so caught up in the same foolish traditions, they forgetting that they getting older. It's like, hold on, but yo, you was 25 doing that. Now you're 35, you still doing that. You're gonna be 40, you still doing that. You pushing 50, you still doing that. Like, hold on, what? Like, when are you gonna realize, like, yo, I can't keep doing this? So if you was gambling in your 20s, now you pushing 40, you still gambling like that? Hold on. You was in your 20s, you had bad eating habits. Now you pushing 40, you still got bad eating habits? It's like you got to discipline yourself. And that's another thing I don't get about discipline. Like I don't want nobody disciplining me. So why I can't discipline myself? Like, people say, yo, the police is this, the courts is this, judges is that. Like, okay, but people put themselves in position to get arrested. People put themselves in position to get locked up. People put themselves in position for somebody to tell them what to do, but they don't want to police themselves. Like, police yourself. Like, I'm policing me because I don't want nobody telling me what to do. I don't. I didn't like it when I went through that. Somebody wake up, lay down, eat now. You know what I mean? Like, what? Yo, your family here. Now I got to take my family through, again, more the traditional foolishness, having to get searched, having to get fingerprinted because they got to come see me in the jail. They got to be stressed out to put money in my account. You know what I'm saying? They got to hope that I can make it through another night because I'm locked up or whatever I was going through at those junctions, at those time frames in my life. Like, really? Come on. So it's just about thinking about it. And when you think about it, consider yourself. Like, I had to stop considering me when I went through problems with people. I just started considering me, and it was all good. Like, I'm like, man, I'm going through something with my mom, so now I'm gonna think about doing better for myself. I'm going through something with my girl, so I'm gonna think about doing better for myself. Going through something with my baby mom. Nah, I ain't going through nothing with nobody. I'm just gonna start doing better. That's it. Like, but we got to go through things, and then it's temporarily lived. Like, it's temporary. Like, nah. Now, I was mad for like 2 months. Now I feel better. So now you're going to go back around in amongst the same energy again? Like, nah, man. Like, fool me once, shame on me. You know what I'm saying? Fool me twice, shame on you. Like, nah, I'm not going to, And we give people too much power in our life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so humble, and it's gratifying when people holler at me in the chat or people say something on my pre-recorded videos. That's why I say thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your energy. You know what I'm saying? And again, anybody, I don't care who it is, they go back on my timeline and they go over their own timeline. Whenever I said something to them, God bless you. Stay healthy. Stay safe. You know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that. No, it's going to always be that. Always, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm consistently consistent. It's going to always be that because that's relevant. And again, I make tons of mistakes, but I'm learning the mistakes I'm making, they only hinder me. I'm going to say that again. I make tons of mistakes, but the mistakes I'm making, they only hinder me. It don't hold nobody else back. It don't stop nobody else from doing anything. That's why I cut a lot of things off and I cut a lot of people out because I wasn't upset when people made mistakes. It's just why I got to hinder me. The same thing with me. Why my mistakes got to hinder other people? It's like, nah, you know what? I apologize. I got to fall back though because my mistakes is holding you back or holding my kid back or holding my family member back. Nah, that ain't real. We all gonna make mistakes. That's not the problem. But why, when we make a mistake, it got to hinder somebody else? Why, when we get upset, we got to lash out at somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, why we get in relationships? It's like, oh, we get fed up now that we dealing with this particular man, or we dealing with this particular woman, or why we get stressed out with this particular job. It's like, just quit, just leave it alone and be to yourself. Like I said, when I was homeless, it wasn't just based around resources and money. It was based around me not wanting to be around people and me not wanting to bring that burden to other people, like bringing that burden to a family member, a house, family member crib, or family member residence. They're like, yo, nah, you good. You could come live here. You could come take a shower. You come eat here. And it's like, I love you, auntie, or I love you, uncle, I love you, so-and-so, but nah, it's going to get overwhelming after a while. And then they're like, nah, I'm like, nah, but we already all right. I don't want to burn that relationship, because now I may come and it may be a day that you may not be as enthusiastic as you are today. And that's not you being a bad person. That's life. We all have bad days, bad time. That's life, though. That's not somebody being upset with you. Somebody could tell you, now you go, you come over there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You go over there that one Friday and they having a bad day. Just so happy you came over. And now that may tarnish your relationship because they having a bad day or you having a bad day. That's life. That's not them being a bad person, you being a bad person. It's life. So what I learned how to do is fall back. And that had me homeless for a minute. But you know what? That peace of mind, if I had to do it all over again, I would, because I gained a peace of mind. And that's how my spirituality grew. And that's how I came so humble and so appreciative of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And people that knew me at one level, and they would see me now doing the bottles and cans, going gate to gate. Or they'll see me at soup kitchens. They'll see me at churches. It's like, yo, damn, yo, you up here doing this? Yeah, man, yo, I had to free myself, and I didn't want to put no more unnecessary burden on family and or friends. I mean, I'm appreciative, but it's going to go somewhere it shouldn't go. And it's not them on me. It's life. It's life. It's not them on me. It's life. We have bad days. We have bad time. That's not personal. That don't mean because you're having a bad day, you don't love your kids. That don't mean if you're having a bad day, you don't love your man, or you don't love your woman, or you don't love your mom or your dad, or you don't love your situation. But you have bad days. And people know that, but they still try to keep tugging the war and holding on to things they need to be letting go. And it's not letting it go permanently. You could just be letting it go for a week. You could be letting it go for a month. You could be letting it go for a year. Or you might have to let it go permanently. But when you do that, oh, no, you selfish. Oh, no, you never cared. Oh, no, you never loved me. No, that's not true. How long you holding on to something and it ain't beneficiary no more? Like, that's that. Nothing lasts forever. Like I said, you could do everything right. You could be living in the house, living your best life, and you got your own property, and your neighbor house catch on fire, and it catch on to yours. You ain't do nothing wrong, but look what happened. You could be going to get an oil change in your car every month. You could be getting the transmission checked, the muffler, the motor, all that, and the motor just give out. You was doing everything the car manual said, but that motor or that muffler or that transmission just gave out. It's not personal, it's life. But when you address certain things, it's always personal. It's always a rebuttal. Everything doesn't deserve a rebuttal. Everything doesn't deserve a say something back. That's why I said when I be on YouTube, a lot of times my algorithm is different. What pop up in my algorithm when I do interact with the people in there and they be seeing my algorithm, they be like, damn, but I didn't get your algorithm. So I don't be paying attention to the other stuff, man. Like the people that I'm subscribed to, I go to them. I go to subscribers and click on their platform and show them love, and I'm gone. But I don't, when things pop up, I'm like, nope, not interested. That's why I tell other people to do it, because I get it. Like I said, I look into things that's different. You know what I'm saying? I look into mountain climbing, it's peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I look into bike ride, it's peaceful. Look at the people who be cooking. They ain't saying nothing, they just cooking. Peaceful. It ain't the sparring matches. It ain't the no, your man dirty, your girl ugly, you got roaches, F your kids. It's like, come on, for real? For real? No, I'm saying he better than him in basketball. He better than him at quarterback. And it's like, all right, the same foolish traditions, switch them up. Then when these kids grow up a certain way, these kids don't listen. These kids, I'm saying, look who they looking up to. They looking up to the adults. They hearing what the adults is talking about, what the adults is doing. So even if you believe you ain't the man you need to be, or the father you need to be, or the mother you need to be, or the woman you need to be, don't feed into it by being around with that energy. Like I said, with reference to my own kids. Even if my kids tell the world, yo, my pops ain't really been there, the next question I would ask, if I was a person that they were saying that to, okay, was your father around you bringing bad energy and bad vibes, though? Or was your mother around you bringing bad energy and bad vibes, though? So I'd rather not have somebody around me than them being around me and they bringing bad energy and bad vibes, though. Like, I could eat that. They ain't around, but they ain't bringing me bad energy and bad vibes, though, when they are around. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so you and that's toxic. See, people say toxic. No, toxic is somebody being around, they're not working on self-improvement, and they bringing bad energy around you now. That's toxic. Toxic is not you're bettering yourself, self-healing, and improving yourself and staying away. No, that's not toxic. No, toxic is being around, you're not working on you, and you still bringing bad energy. So if you're a man or your father and you're around your kids, you're always cursing, you're always smoking, you're always gambling, you're always yelling, you're always screaming, can't get along with the mother, can't get along with your own family. Like, you're not working, you're not doing nothing productive. You're just like, I'm a kid, that's still my son, I'm going to be around. Or I don't care if you the mother, like, I don't care. I ain't getting no welfare. I don't care. I can have men around my kids. That ain't the father. I don't care. I ain't got to get a job. Like, I could smoke cigarettes all day. I could drink beer all day. That's toxic because you're not self-improving and you still got that energy around somebody that you saying that you love more than someone else. See, I could tell them I love you because I was real enough and I had enough dignity and honor to stay away from you with that bad energy, though. With the bad vibes, though, with the bad frequency, though. I know you can't understand that right now at this juncture in your life, but as you grow into sin, you're going to look back on, like, I see why my father or my uncle or my aunt or my mom's or whoever wasn't around. Because like they said, I don't want that around me. That gives people mental distress. That stresses people out. Like, damn, like, come on, man. And that's what make these kids do what they do. That's why these kids be on it the way they on it, because they dealing with so much pressure from school, from the internet, from their friends, from peers, from family members being around. That's just bringing bad energy around, bringing bad habits around. And it take a real man or a real woman. And I don't mean real like, no, I'm real. No, I mean real, like realistic. Somebody with a realistic mentality to see that and say, nah, I'm going to fall back. That's why I'll be honest when it comes to my own situation with my own kids, because I don't know if they tapping in. I don't know if somebody had a baby by tapping in, like, oh, he make it seem like I ain't make it seem like anything. I'm being honest about that because I get it. I get it. Like, I'd rather be away than be around and bring bad energy, though. I don't want to be around and my energy is bad. I'd rather just be away. At least I'm away, so I didn't contribute to their demise or I didn't contribute to their rise. I had nothing to do with either one. I wasn't around it. So if they grow up to be great, I had nothing to do with it. And if it's the reverse angle, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I don't want to be there. Then it's like, yo, but I'm saying, yo, all you do is yell. All you do is scream. All you do is curse. All you do is argue. All you do is smoke. All you do is drink. All you do is bring your friends around. I'm not working on me. So what am I? Nah, I don't need to be around that then. That's toxic. Not falling back, bettering yourself. And it's like, oh, no, but you isolate yourself. Yeah, because the energy is off. So what am I going to stick around for? Knowing the energy's off. Why? Why stick around? That's why mental health is at an all-time high. That's why DV is up. People, unaliving people was up because of mental health. People stressed out. People like, yo, but I'm saying I've been around for 10 years. Nobody respected me. Heal yourself. Isolate yourself. I'm saying I've been with this man for all this time. He just gonna be with another woman like I ain't nobody. Heal yourself. Yo, I put all this work in with my baby mom. She laying there with another dude. Heal yourself. You can't control what somebody else gonna do, no matter your relationship with them. Heal you. You can control what you do with you. This is why people got mental health, because they trying to control other people and not themselves. They're not working on self-discipline. They're not working on self-control. They're not working on self-respect. They're not working on self-awareness. So that's why mental health is out of control. That's why people be doing things, oh, it was an unprovoked attack, because people's mind is still glitching from whatever that's bothering them. Or they just upset about something that's out of their control anyway. Like it's out of your control. Why are you tripping? You can't control that. It don't matter if I'm married. I can't control my wife want to lay up with another dude. That's what she decided to do. Why am I going to run down on him, and why am I going to do something to her? Get away from it and better me. That's that. That's that. Like, it's her life. She could do what she wants. Even if she made an oath to me, she ain't breaking that oath to me if we married. She breaking that oath to God. See, that's why I'm into spirituality, because people be kicking all this God, God, God. If you're really into God, you know, when people deceive, it appears to be they're deceiving you, they're really deceiving God. I'm going to say that again. So many people say they're into God, and when people, it appears to be they're deceiving you, they're actually deceiving God. That's what they're actually deceiving, God, not really you. So when people do things, it's like, but they're deceiving God. And if people quick to say only God can judge us, why do people judge people? I get that. So why am I judging anybody? I know only God can judge. So what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm not God. So why would I judge anybody? I'm not going to do that, because I'm not God. And I don't want to play God at all, on no levels. So what am I judging people for? What am I criticizing people for? I'm criticizing me. When I look in the mirror, I see me. I don't see nobody else reflection, none of that. So people got to get it, man. Like, focus on you. If people say you're selfish, then they're going to show you where they really stand in your life. When I started to focus more on me, I really was able to see people for who they really are. And who, you know what I'm saying? Because now I'm focusing on me. And like I said, a lot of relationships I was in, I ain't in them no more. Whether that's with relatives, family, co-workers, kids, brother, sister, that don't matter. I got to fix me. Because when I wasn't right, they would say, yo, you got to work on your attitude. Yo, you got to fix this. You got to do that. It's like, you know what? In the beginning, I was arguing. Now, I'm like, nah, I'm focused on fixing me. So those same people that's like, yo, you got a bad attitude. In the past, I'd be like, what? What you talking about? Now, some of those people come back and be like, you know what? I see why you be doing your self-healing thing. I see why you know what I'm saying? Like, now you focus on being a motivational speaker. Be like, yeah, man, like, you got to get it right. You got to self, man. Like, you got to do yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you put so much effort and energy into others, you lose yourself. And that's why mental health is high. Because people put so much effort and energy into, like I said, singers, basketball players, actors, clothes, money, jewelry, cars, materialism. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't nothing, because you could lose all that and possibly get it back. Like I said, you lose your life, you're not getting it back. Once you lose your mind, you can get it back, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Because when some people lose their mind, they never recover. So it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So it's time that when you care about you, you draw a line in the sand. You don't give people 2 and 3 times to show you their worth to you. You give yourself one time to show your worth to yourself. I'm going to say that again. You don't give people 2 and 3 times for them to show you their worth to you. You give yourself one time to show your worth to yourself. That's what you do. Anything else, uncivilized. Don't matter what it is. Uncivilized. That's how this go. Anything else, uncivilized. You know what I mean? So as my sister would say, again, if you've been out there in the bushes, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Like, that's very important to me. Don't have to like, you don't even gotta subscribe. Keep coming back. I appreciate it. And I also pray that my message, my education, my information, my dedication, whatever it is, my preparation, I hope that that message is coming across to you. And if it is, and if you believe it is, if you do have a social media platform, share it. If you don't, and you want some more insight and you want a one-on-one, email me. Email me. First one is free. After that, we could build. You know what I'm saying? First one is free. After that, it's a fee connected to that. You know what I'm saying? And if I could give you any sort of self-healing or whatever you're looking for, spiritual, psychological, holla at me. We could talk. We could build. That's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So, like I said, keep coming back. And whatever it is that I'm doing, I pray that you're getting this info and, you know what I'm saying? And it's helping you out wherever you at in your life. You know what I mean? Now, let me go back before I shut everything down. So, thank you to my sister Carla for stopping by. Thank you, C-Dub. She tapped in for a little bit. Realist tapped in. Lions Pride tapped in. No, and again, thanks for everybody for the 1K subs. I appreciate it. I'm definitely, like I said, going to be going live. I got to get my watch time up so I can find out how this monetization thing go and see, you know, what YouTube going to tell me I need to do to keep it going and just to find out, you know, how this thing work. You know what I mean? Now, before I shut it down, God bless everybody everywhere. Start putting you first and you'll see how people come at you. You'll see how people now start to criticize you because you readjusting for you. You readapting for you. Readapt for you. Nobody else. Even if you have children, you gotta readjust. You gotta readapt for yourself. That don't mean you don't love your kids or you don't love your husband or you don't love your wife or your family or your relatives. You gotta do that. We got too much in our lives to only be putting all our energy into everything and everybody else. Like I said, music, movies, clothes, jewelry, cars, homes, apartments, jobs, family, relatives, spouse. Like, put some of that energy into you and you'll see a difference in your life. And there's nothing wrong with being silent. It's like somebody say something you don't like, it's not wrong with not saying nothing back. Or if you roll up on someone or somebody and they say, yo, you've been quiet lately, God bless you. You ain't even got to elaborate why. Just like, yo, God bless you. Have a good one. I got to go. You ain't even got to elaborate. You ain't even got to be like, I've been quiet because. You ain't even got to do it. Now, if you deem that the other person worthy, you do it. But if they ain't worthy, God bless you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. That's it. That's it. That's why I do that. Stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless you. That's it. Like I said, it's people that I'm subscribed to. They probably don't even think I'm subscribed to them because I don't say nothing. I'm watching. I'll hit that like button. I just be in the cut show. And it's people that I am subscribed to that I say things. So it's not about them or their platform or their content. It's just certain people I'm just going to pay attention. Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't nothing wrong with them or their content. They could be cooking. They could be doing hair. They could be traveling. Like, nah, because I'm really subscribed to people who ain't doing something that's productive and positive. You know what I'm saying? For like spiritual and soul cleansing and all that. That's important to me. Like I said, that's what pops up in my algorithm. And I need that to pop up in my algorithm. I need that. So when I am on YouTube, because that's the only thing I'm on, because again, don't have Facebook, don't have Instagram, don't have Snapchat, don't have Twitch, Discord, none of that. None of that. I don't need that. All I got is this. And like I said, now getting these watch hours together, I'm gonna find out how this whole monetized thing go. And this is the last thing before I shut it down. Thank you for everybody who's been walking with me, telling me and teaching me about things to avoid, people to avoid, and what to pay attention to that will come my way. Also, shout out to everybody that want to see me monetize, that want to see me on a bigger scale on this thing, because they truly believe from the bottom of their heart and in their soul that I can help, I can teach, I can help, I can educate. That's priceless. And I really do sincerely appreciate that. That is strategically important by what I do and the way I do it. Because people encourage me. Like people may think I'm here to encourage, yes, but it's people that encourage me because they come back and they also ask me things so I could feed them and we could feed each other. So please, I appreciate that. Keep that coming. Keep the questions coming. And like I said, anybody that's been in the bushes or anybody that's been tuning in, if you got anybody that want to take me up, you got the first one that's free. After that, I'll let you know what it is per hour. So email me and we can get to it. Again, thanks for everybody. Carla, Lions Pride, Villas, SeaWorld. Let me see. Carla, Lions Pride, SeaWorld, Rillis, and yeah, that's it. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Till next time, and I probably will do another live tomorrow. Also, check my community tab daily for quotes that probably can help you. And if you have subscribed over the last 6 months to 3 months, go back on some of my videos and make and help you out with anything in your life. So go back, and not to give me a view or like, but just go back. Maybe you get some informative education, information, or inspiration about something that you may need in your life or may be applied to your life to this day. All right. So I appreciate everybody. God bless everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe. Most important, pay attention to yourself so you can build yourself up, so you can spread better energy to other people. All right. Yo, I salute my brother. I'm going to stay peaceful and positive. Thanks, my brother. Everybody out there, focus on yourself, stay peaceful, stay positive, and focus on you so you can better yourself. Till next time, everybody. Thanks again. God bless. Peace, world.